Hey, Willa, put the Zoom information on the chat. Let me put the Zoom information. Give me a second. Willa, put the
I would like very much like to know what the hell y'all doing.
What? What'd you say, oh?
Y'all trying to figure out what the hell y'all doing.
I got it. I fixed it.
All right.
I thought one of y'all said to go do it on Facebook. So I was like, I think we can. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
I don't know. But ready to get this party started.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, my bad. Excuse me.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Dawood. Happy birthday to you, brother. Happy belated birthday.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
In the world.
Appreciate it.
Is you going live on YouTube?
Yeah, we all on the YouTube
We on live on YouTube now.
right now. Yeah. In the words of the great brother Yachida L, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Drop Squad. And once again, say it with me, y'all. Once again,
In this song.
yes.
With that being said, this is your host. Okay, Supreme will be here in about 20. So this is the boy Cheetah L, along with my co-hosts, the narrator, the great debater, the master name caller, nickname maker, brother Oliver Jackson Bay. Give it up for Oliver Jackson Bay, y'all. Last but not least, my other co-host with the most, the feminine aspect of the show, the youngest, but the wisest. They call her grandma. She's an old soul in a young body. Give it up for Wilhelmina Bay, y'all.
Hey.
And to our resident chic. To our resident chic. Our authority when it comes to more science, jurisprudence, law, and those matters that comes along with the more science simple of America. Give it up for our resident chic, Dawood Page Bay.
Yes.
And also, we want to wish Brother Dawood Bay, Chic Dawood,
Appreciate it.
a happy solar return, a happy birthday, a happy anniversary, a one more again round the sun. Great to have you, brother.
Yes.
And this show is dedicated or live to you.
Yes.
Hold on, you let that message up. There we go.
Yes, there we go.
Yay!
Made this for you last week, as you already saw it.
Just for the viewers out there, it's still Libra season. So shout out to all the Libras who still celebrating the entire month of Red October.
Yes. Shout out to all of y'all.
But don't y'all have y'all time, but Scorpio season is right around the corner.
Oh Lord. Dumb people.
Oh God.
So what's on the agenda today, Brother Dawood? Since it's your specific day, we gonna ask that you introduce the first topic to us, brother. What do you have for us today? Is he there? Okay.
Can't hear you. I don't know if it's on my end or not.
Said, since it's your birthday, Sean, what do you have as far as topics that you want to address first? It's your choice.
Like I said before, I think discussing this whole Ice Cube, Donald Trump, P. Diddy, and stuff that's going on, situation that's going on.
All right, well, Sister Wilhelmina, let's put that on the docket.
Yeah.
Brother O, since you the narrator, it's only right. Set this motherfucker off, baby.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. First thing first, let's set this thing off. Good evening. This Monday night special. Welcome October 19th, 2020. Twin, I call it. And let's go ahead. Let's start popping off on this and everything. Right now, this is still like the biggest topic that's going on next to which I will talk about the playing the game Where's Hunter. We'll get to that later, but this is more close to home. As y'all well know, here in the Florida Republic, early voting has started, and even before then, people still talking about Trump with the introducing the platinum plan. And now you got the so-called black media, so-called black people want to go ahead and attack Ice Cube, saying that Ice Cube sold out, he's a coon, he's this, because all he just did something that a lot of so-called black leaders should have been doing with his contract with Black America. Because since Trump's coming with this platinum plan, we talking about $500 billion of Federal Reserve notes that's supposed to be trickling down into our communities. Cube is just trying to put his bid in by reaching out to both parties. Now, no surprise coming from the radical left when they told him and brushed him off saying, we'll get back to you after the election, compared to going to the Trumpican party, which basically they sat down, they reached out, sat down with him, and they listened, and they adjusted their plan to his likings. Now, keep in mind, Cube has never met Donald Trump, didn't talk to him, but he did talk to his people. So my thing is the question, like you got idiots like P. Diddy, as you see right here, who's trying to usurp Ice Cube by going ahead and this quote unquote launches our black party and warns so-called white people should be scared to death of Trump and vote Joe Biden to avoid a so-called race war. Squad, there's a lot of wrongs with this. And I'm going to start off with Mr. Sean Combs. He's a Scorpio like myself, but he is a hypocrite and doesn't want to admit it. Reason I say that is I remember back during the 80s and the early 90s he was rubbing elbows with Trump. No different than any of these other rappers who mention him 89, 90% of the time and all that. I still got the pictures, which I sent, where you got pictures with him and Melania back during her younger days. She still looked great, by the way. Shout out to the press knowing how to pick them. Now, all of a sudden, he did a interview with Charlemagne talking about how Trump is causing division among the people and going to go ahead and instigate a race war. Now, I don't know about anybody here, and I don't know about any of the listeners, but to me, it was a lot more division going on when Obama was in office. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all, I'll be quiet. But let's stick facts. Facts is facts. But this the same guy who in 2004 launched that vote or die crap. Now he's coming with this. And personally, I think he's trying to do that by trying to usurp Ice Cube. But by going ahead and backing up Joe Biden, see, this is what I'm talking about. Yachida, Sheik, Willa, I know last week everybody had saw the Blexit March, you know, which was founded by Candace Owens. I like her, and of course, former Phoenix cop Brandon Tatum. Now, in case you don't know what the Blexit means, that is the mass exodus of Aboriginal indigenous people mistakenly misnomered as Black African American, basically not only walking away from the Democrat Party, but running from them.
Definitely. You know, that's a hell of an introduction, brother. Hell of an introduction.
But yeah, so that Blexit, that was real powerful. And myself, Willa, and Supreme talked about that during the week. And we've been said like, well, shit, it's about damn time. You know, because if you want to talk about parties, like when it comes to the Republican Party, that was founded by us anyway.
True.
Democrat Party came. Go ahead, Cheetah.
With that being said, I want to yield to Wilhelmina my time, and I would like to go right before David.
Okay.
Since it's a topic, I'll let David hit the anchor. Wilhelmina, you can go.
Me? You sure? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, as you heard, with Brother O just ended it off about the Republican and Black people, so-called Black people. Let me get that out and correct myself, because I always have to remind myself not to call us Black, not to call myself Black, not to call any of my brothers and sisters Black. Especially living here in ancient, our homeland that's been our home for over thousands of years. Al Morocco, Rib, Morocco of the farthest west, Al Aqsa, Pangea, planet Asia, Asiatic people, you know. This is who we are. There is no debate up to it. It just is what it is. First and foremost, I'm extra happy that we decided to pick this back up. For those of y'all who were looking for us last night on Sunday, you know how it is. Sometimes, you know, we as hosts and working on something like this, sometimes, you know, we work hard together, all of us. So sometimes we do need like a little break, but as always, we always will try to make it up to y'all. So we just want to let y'all know that all of our viewers an audience watching this now or viewers watching this later on. Just want y'all to always know that. All right. Gonna pick up where my big brother O just left off. Here's what I want y'all to understand, people. America is a republic, not a democracy. In history class, when we were children in school, one thing I remember very vividly always hearing from my father, especially, and sometimes at school, some teachers would let it slip out. Now, what I mean by they would let it slip out is because, well, in school, as you know, I've said this multiple times already before, at home is where you are supposed to learn the truth. Your parents are your first teachers in your life. And at school is the place they send you to be brainwashed and taught the lies. And these lies that they will make you uphold for 12 years, from kindergarten to the 12th grade, and then so on, so forth for the rest of your life. Hold on to it. They make you pridefully hold on to it. But I'm here to tell y'all, you don't have to. It's a lie. You do not have to be Democrats just because your parents or your family elders tell you that you have to be. I want y'all to understand something. Yes, this election is very important coming up, but please, my people, do not be led astray by your emotions, by these so-called liberal media outlets. Do not let them use you. Do not let them abuse your mind, okay? Because what you see happening is exactly what they trained us in school to do. And I say this because when I was in college, yes, I was studying mass communication. So I know all the tricks they pull out the bag, every single one of them, even before I even got to college. Emotions are something, people, that you have to check at, not only at the door, people, but there will come a time in your life where you will have to just, I hate to say it, and I'm not advocating suicide physically. There will come a time where we will all have to face this threshold where we have to kill our ego. Because your ego, if you're not careful, ego is just like that four-letter word, love. It will get you killed in life. People will use it against you to take you out. So be very careful with this game that y'all are playing. Be very careful. Now, as far as America being a republic, yes, that is true. And like I said, they sometimes will let it slip every now and then, one of them, because they're not supposed to reveal that to you. You and I, yes, it is true. In the early days of the new reconstructed America after the Civil War, they began calling us Black people and started hiding away that you and I are supposed to be Republicans. That's the second part of what really was the Civil War was about. I don't want to make this too long, but I just want to let y'all know that yes, you should be Republican. Because like I said, America is a republic, not a democracy.
Yes.
So before you get very worked up and let the media work you up with these politics and these games, I would advise y'all to study history. I mean, for real. And with that, I'm going to yield a little bit and pass it off.
Sis, before you yield, we wanted you to address the Ice Cube. What were your thoughts on the Ice Cube situation?
Ice Cube situation. That's basically what I meant. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot to end it with that. But that's my feeling on it, people. Like I said, do not let them emotionally wrap you up, because what they are going to do is use someone like an entertainer like Ice Cube or an entertainer like Diddy. But what we have to remember, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So with somebody like Diddy, you really have to look at their past, their history. Actions speak louder than words. Why is it that Diddy has always been up here telling us Black folks that we have to vote or either we die? What is that about, right? That's the question that you have to really ask yourself. Now, on the other hand, with Ice Cube, I can admire someone like Ice Cube. Now, no, I'm not advocating that we look to these entertainers as idols and hold them up like they're gods to us. No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you all is to think for yourself. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do. What matters, what you have to remember as a person for yourself is, yes, people are going to talk, people are going to expose their views and their opinions in life. But the main point of it all is, what do you think? Are you thinking for yourself? Are you really examining the situation and weighing the options? That's the main point.
Got you, sis.
And with that, I yield.
Thank you, sis. That is very, very eloquent. I love the fact that you bring up the Republican, aspect of history, and you made light of that. That is revelatory, at these times. That's something that the people need to hear. For myself, concerning the Ice Cube situation, there's many different facets. It's a multifaceted conversation, simply because, number one, his plan was for the diaspora. Regardless of whether you're declared or undeclared, if it applies to you or if it doesn't, it helps the diaspora of us here in the North American Republic. So with that being said, I like to make light of the interview he did with, I believe it was Cuomo.
Yes.
Number one, you do yourself a disservice and you do your viewing audience a disservice if you don't have the facts and you assume that, number one, Ice Cube came with the platinum plan, when in actuality, that's not what he's bringing forward. So shame on Cuomo for trying to run like a low-grade smear campaign kind of situation in which not only were he undermining his guests, he undermined the viewing audience. In terms of what Ice Cube was bringing forth, we can go, step by step with that, with the presentation with him. So I'm not going to go over the points just yet. We can do that formally.
Right.
But there's a lot of different things that does help the diaspora that he does bring forward. And these are questions and concerns that the diaspora needs to have moving forward. If you're going to participate in the voting apparatus, right, and you're being led to by different factions, particularly the Democratic Party, to vote for them, there has to be some incentive in it for you as a people, as a diaspora. As we can see throughout history, this party, this faction, it's Kumo. Okay. Thank you, brother. I believe I was pronouncing it wrong. This party and this faction, known as the Democratic party, they have done nothing for us. Nothing but giving us heartache, giving us grief. And for all intents and purposes, they're pushing this republic into uncharted territory. We're moving, if we have this party in the helm, there's a lot that's at stake with not only the Constitution, not only the First and Second Amendment, amongst other amendments. We have a lot at stake here. The right to speak and speak freely, the right to, own a firearm, without that right being unmolested, untouched, unblemished, as is written. Those things are slowly going to go away. To mention two little tad bits with the Second Amendment, because I am a Second Amendment advocate, he is going to tax stamp every firearm that you have at the price of $200. Every magazine that you own that is over 10 rounds is also going to be tax stamped. So that $200 as well. So it brings a new precedent into the conversation. Whether or not Ice Cube addressed these things, that's neither here nor there. But these are constitutional issues that affect us directly. Number one, they're infringing on our rights.
Facts.
Number two, how can you tax the right? How? Someone on this panel, please explain to me. I'm not the most legally sound brother here. That's between you, Brother Jackson, and you, Brother Page. But somebody explain that to me. How can one lawfully tax a right? Also, and I'm gonna yield to David in a second with the Ice Cube situation. Willa harped on this, and I'm just going to compliment her point with this. Malcolm X stated, there's no such thing as a white basketball player that leads whites. There's not a such thing as a horn player or a singer or any of that the so-called white community has that leads them. That shapes public opinion, that shapes public policy, that shapes political opinions, and whatever that shape your mind. And Malcolm made a great point in stating that these individuals, these Puff Daddies, these Roland Martins, are there to distract you from what's really going on. The first thing we are supposed to do and understand is look at their talking points. Look at what they want to implement as far as their government. Healthcare. I can go down the gambit. You guys all know.
Yeah.
And we fail as a people, not only because we don't understand, but a lot of us, and I don't want to sound stereotypical, but a lot of us don't research and read these candidates and what they're proposing to do.
Right.
We have to be more politically astute as a people, as a diaspora. Whether you're in the voting process or not, whether you are going to cast a vote or not, because these people are going to lead that de facto government. And we have to understand as Moorish Americans, whether declared and proclaimed or not, how their policies are going to affect us moving forward diplomatically. That is one key thing. Ice Cube, to me, and I'm going to yield right here, is opening up the conversations that we need to have with these individuals. I commend Ice Cube, regardless of what the media says about him, how they try to smear him and everything else. I think Ice Cube is courageous in the fact that using his celebrity to bring forward, some honest conversations about why we should vote for these people. Why should we even entertain, what's in it for us as a people? We have to have those conversations. Why are we being pushed to vote or die, and yet we don't control our narrative? We don't have a say-so in our direction moving forward. Our determination, self-determination moving forward.
Right.
These are questions we need to ask ourselves. These are questions we should have been asking ourselves. It shouldn't take an Ice Cube who, quite frankly, doesn't have to do that. He owns a basketball league, I believe. It's called the Big Three, correct?
Correct.
So he's making money off of retired NBA players, giving them another, few years to play basketball. And, the league calls these guys washed up. But in his league, he's giving them a second breath, which is a great thing, which is revenue, and also giving these guys an opportunity to, make some money with him. Economics is always a great thing when you apply it the right way.
Right.
And with that, I'm going to say Ice Cube is very courageous in having these conversations with both of these parties. It's unfortunate that, the so-called Democratic Party didn't answer him, because it would have been very interesting to see what their take would have been on a lot of his talking points. Whether or not they were going to be exposed, or how they were going to deal with that diaspora moving forward. They pander to us a lot of times. Vote or die. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. And I keep hot sauce in my bag, and all of these different things to ingratiate themselves within our ranks.
Oh, and however, don't forget the biggest one. The biggest one. Get your booty to the polls.
Get your booty to the polls.
With the strippers.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. All of these different things to ingratiate themselves within our circles. And yet, time and time again throughout history, we have seen nothing from their leadership. We have been hoodwinked. We have been sold out.
Yep.
We have been tricked into thinking that these people, their philosophy, their ideologies are going to help us. Yet and still, the very fabric and the way we live our lives moving forward is going to change drastically if these people get into office. The social norm as we know it is not going to be what it is. So to address the Ice Cube thing, one more thing before I yield to Brother David is this. It shouldn't take an Ice Cube to bring up these questions. It shouldn't take an Ice Cube. We were late behind the ball. And with that, I yield to you, Brother David.
Birthday boy.
I saw you there. You nodding off on me, brother?
Great points. I want to say my viewpoint when I was listening to the interview. I guess he was dealing with on the Breakfast Club and on Choke No Joke. I don't know if y'all heard of him or not, but he was breaking a lot of that stuff down. And thing I have is like, where's Diddy's heart? You know, where's his heart truly at? You know, and why come up with this stuff now? Why come up with it? Why haven't you been saying something about all this stuff?
Right.
It's about, you know, just trying to come up with it now. Like I said, feeding off of Ice Cube, and then Ice Cube gets the traction. Now he want to try to join in, but like Choke No Joke was saying, it seemed like he making threats towards the president.
Right.
You know, making a lot of negative threats and making it seem like it'll be a race war if he's elected. But the thing is, Trump is already elected. You know what I'm saying? So he already elected. So where's the race war? Ain't no race war going on. So it's like, what are y'all saying? Quit acting like this man is not, not already the president. You know, so this wonder where's
where the war is at? Shoot, it hasn't been no war since he been in the office.
Mm-hmm. And like he says, like people say all this stuff, like all this bad stuff is gonna happen. All this bad stuff is gonna happen, but why isn't it happening now? If Trump is already president, why hasn't all this stuff already taken place? Why they keep acting like this man the worst president in the world, worst president in the world? And when you ask them what it is they got against Trump, all they do is say he's a racist. So Biden not a racist. Biden ain't already just show you his hand to where with the crime bill and all this other stuff and calling us super predators and all this other stuff, you know. So Biden been showed his hand, and Biden is a politician. Trump ain't a politician. You know, he's not receiving that, the money he could be receiving as president. I think he has our best interests at heart. You know, I think just getting tired of Democratic promises. You know, the promise. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me okay? Y'all can hear me good?
Yo, you good to go.
You good.
Am I good? Just let me know if it's cutting out or whatever. You know.
Yeah, nah, you good. You good. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah. So, just like what Q saying is, he went before both parties, and presented both of this, information to both parties. And Trump party was the one that was like, let's see what we can do. Let's discuss this, right now. And then, like I said, Biden is talking about after the election, like he know he's gonna get elected, and and he is no guarantee he's gonna get elected. So it's like you still waiting on promises when Trump can get stuff done right now. He's the one that's in office. And if Biden was to get in, how long would it take for him to push along the plan or whatever? 4 more years, 8 years, more promises. So basically, just have to ask yourself, what does the Constitution mean to you? How important is it to you? But I just feel like a lot of people that's voting for Biden, they don't even see what's really about to take place.
No, they don't.
Saying, or just really blind to what's going on. Really blind to the truth. So with that, I yield. That's part of my viewpoint right there.
Do we have any follow-up remarks or rebuttals or any statements? I'm gonna yield to Brother Oliver, Wilhelmina, myself, and then David for follow-ups. Go ahead, Brother O.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Everything that birthday boy Brother Dawood has said is factual and it's on point. Because if anybody with eyes to see, ears to hear, and at least a damn brain cell with intellect, a 2-year-old can figure out that sleepy, creepy G.I. Joe hiding Biden and Kamala Headboard Harris does not have our best interests at heart, and they never will.
1 second, brother. Did you just say Kamala Headboard Harris?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Not like Gina with the headboard.
Hey, the narrator is in rare form tonight, y'all. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, continue. He's in rare form.
Yeah, because I smell her stench around here because she's here in Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
Magic City.
Yeah. Probably being guarded by armed security. Remember, this the same chick that says she will write an executive order banning AR-15s. Now, like Brother Jashida, I myself not only am I'm pro Second Amendment, but I'm very pro constitutional. I'm a constitutionalist.
Amen.
Okay. So to all my people in the firearm community, especially my brothers, Mr. Coleon Noir, Brother Marge Torrey, that's Mr. Black Guns Matter.
Yep.
Y'all know where I'm getting at. Yes, and I know we know Marge personally. So
we know him personally.
Yeah. So this is what they plan on doing anyway. How you think California got messed up? And here's my prediction for this. California gonna turn red. Watch. I got a funny feeling. But let me stick right there to the facts. Back on the Ice Cube thing. See, what Ice Cube did was far more productive, and it basically super sparked a conversation. It wasn't about going ahead taking no knee on a football field.
How?
And then getting a doggone deal with Nike. Or marching and praying.
Come on now.
The problem with our people is y'all want to get around here. Y'all want to back up the wrong horse. You want to clown Ice Cube? Ice Cube always kept it 100. But y'all too busy focused on what he did. Are we there yet? He did, Fridays. He did Players Club. So what? That's still O'Shea Jackson. Okay, that's still Mr. F the Police. That's still Mr. Wrote the Lot from NWA. And like Brother Yachida said, what he did, he did it for the entire diaspora of our people. For that. And I feel like this. If Trump, them people was the ones to reach out and they sitting down with him, I do believe like one of the people was Jared Kushner, and they say they're adjusting and implementing some of his ideas into the Platinum Plan. Hey, you know what? I'm all for it. That's what it's supposed to be done. But here's the thing, like it had to take Ice Cube to make the masses realize this. When Moors, we've been telling y'all stuff like this. But who am I to go ahead and argue? But y'all want to go ahead and put your money behind a man who's been in politics for 47 years, and his only claim to fame was creating a bill that led to the mass incarceration of our people, broken up homes, making the most single parent homes in the communities, where you got young boys that grow up without no father and they don't know what it means to be a man or whatever, like that. A lot of things, which basically makes them get set up. This is my thing with y'all. If you content, we want to go ahead and be on Section 8, you want to be on welfare, you want the government to be your man, you want Jesus to be your man and all that stuff, then okay, go ahead, vote. Stay with Blue. Stay with that donkey. Stay with that jackass. Stay with the Democrats. I'm for the Republic. Okay? I'm riding with that elephant. Because once an elephant get moving, ain't nothing stopping it. Plain and simple. Hannibal used it to climb mountains to surprise the Greeks. Or have y'all not forgotten that? Now, here's something, squad, that I came across on Facebook. I'm gonna send it to Willie. Y'all gonna trip out on this. A friend of mine had posted on Facebook, or should I say Hatebook, that he calls himself this is funny, a foundational Black American who is a descendant of slavery.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. We gonna talk about that in the next segment.
But I'm just
talk about that in the next
giving
segment.
you the header for that.
We gonna segue with that.
Yeah. With that, I yield.
Okay.
So,
Sister Wilhelmina, any closing remarks or anything you wanna state with the Ice Cube situation?
Everything is about timing with these Democrats. That's all it is. They've had it's like watching an NFL or a college football game, or any sport event, and that's how the Democrats have run this thing. I've been noticing, and I've kept my eye on all of them all year long. If you notice, it's all been a setup by design, and our people just will not, the veil has been lifted, yet our people still are willing to walk around as if they're like they got Ray Charles blind syndrome or some shit. When the film is not even over their eyes, they're no longer blind anymore. You can see the strings all around, and they still like in this cognitive state of mind as though the truth is not being shown to them. So it doesn't surprise me that
since you were saying cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, they're in this cognitive dissonance. Was I breaking up? I'm sorry.
No. I was giving you the word.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance, and they just refuse to see the truth, even though it's right there, right in front of them, like nose to the wall, like it's right there, can touch it and everything, it's that type of thing. Yet they still are playing this game like we don't see it, therefore it don't exist to us.
Right.
And it's ridiculous to me,
Gotcha.
But it's like O just said, y'all can keep fucking around with this donkey if you want to, but when this elephant is up in here, you're gonna respect this goddamn elephant. This is the Republic. Keep fucking around with the elephant, and you know what happens. Circus people who are in the circus that train elephants, you hear stories about what happens when the elephants have had enough when you fucking with it. We just at that moment in time where it's about to happen, you know. Keep poking at the fucking elephant. Now watch what happens when we step on you. You know, that's just where I'm at with it. You know, and it's the Ice Cube you were asking me about. Yeah, it's just our people are made to turn against each other, just like how in the TV show Westworld, where every other android just go crazy. You know, they are made to like a switch. Turn off, how they say it on the show, seesaw motor functions. And they just like the mannequin challenge. And that's how the Democrats are with their constituents. Oh, one more thing. I said to Sister Faye, last week. It seems like every single attack that's been like a police shooting, if you notice, they've happened. Watch the states that a lot of these shootings.
Oh, sis. We gonna talk about that in the next segment.
Okay, cool.
We don't want to press forward. We want to keep it clear and concise. Do you yield, sis?
Yeah, I yield.
Okay.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm gonna keep it very short and brief. Again, Ice Cube is bringing forth shaking a lot of trees, which is good. A lot of people are buying the leftist narrative of him being a sellout or a coon and whatever derogatory words they have nowadays. I'm not hip to those words nowadays, but calling him all kinds of stuff because he sat with the president. Even, went back to his lyrics and said he'll never have dinner with the president. But here it is, the one person who can actually make change. Why wouldn't you want to speak to him? Why wouldn't you want to address, our issues, declared and non-declared wars?
Right.
We see what's going on in this country. We see the division. We see how one side is playing the race card and playing the so-called angle and having us look at, things from a unrealistic standpoint. We're operating off of emotionalism rather than factually looking at everything for what it is. An individual can see something and be guided by this media. And this media, for whatever reasons, is chosen to continue to perpetuate this narrative as if we're victims. This isn't the slave days. This ain't those days no more. We're going to fight back. You know what I'm saying? We're peaceful people. But even still, when it comes down to it, enough is enough. We're being attacked intellectually by these entertainers, by these media pundits, these political pundits, to think that, there's something looming in the air. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you people. Go out, vote who you gonna vote for. If you vote, if you don't, so be it. It's your choice. It's a right that's constitutionally protected. If you choose to exercise it, you choose to exercise it. However, ingratiate yourself with both of these individuals before you make a choice of that ballot. Again, Brother Malcolm X said it best when he spoke about the Democratic Party. He blatantly called them racists. So, with that being said, Ice Cube, you know, again, brought forth a powerful conversation that this nation needed to have at this time, which is, what you gonna do for the copper-colored people here in the Americas, the so-called Aboriginal Americans? What you gonna do for us? You know, and to challenge the power structure into answering that question and holding them accountable is something we need to do moving forward. If we're going to be in bed with these people and we're going to try to push policies and things of that nature, we have to hold these people accountable on a local, a state, and a federal level. It doesn't just start every 4 years with your president. It goes with those racist judges who doesn't convict, you know, racist DAs, district attorneys, attorney generals, all these people that manipulate the law in order to gain favor for political or personal gain. We have to get these people out of here. It's enough is enough. A public servant is a public servant. When you have a public servant who looks down upon you because they're thieving, they're taking your taxpayer dollars and running amok, we as the people have to put an end to it, regardless of what culture, what color, what religion, what creed. Right is right, wrong is wrong, period. These people are elected and put placed there to serve the people, and we have to hold them accountable. Here in the Florida Republic, we have someone that served 8 terms and never convicted a law enforcement officer for any wrongdoings. It's a travesty that she's back for another term. And you know who I'm talking about, Brother O. I'm not going to give her any light. If you want to say her name, you can. I'm not going to give her any light.
That man-looking bitch, Catherine Fernandez.
Rundle.
And she is a Democrat, just to let y'all
know. So
that
with that being said, there's conversations that need to be said, brother and sisters. That we need to have these conversations. And if we're going to be a part of this vote or die or whatever the hell Puffy is talking about, or, you know, honoring the ancestors and making a choice in this voting apparatus, do so informed. Don't go in there and vote off tradition and vote off of what you perceive to be the right thing. Inform. Make yourself informed.
Right.
And understand both of these people's talking points. Look at their plan. And then make an informed decision. Do this on a local, state, and federal level. Once again, it doesn't just start with the president. You got to go down to these circuit judges, the Supreme Court, so on and so forth. Mayors, commissioners,
governors.
Come on now, governors.
Yep.
These are people that affect your immediate republic, much less the feds. So with that, I applaud Brother Ice Cube for addressing those issues, bringing the issues forth. Wilhelmina's going to bring the topics point by point up later. But with that, I have no problem with the brother. And I yield to Brother David to anchor us out with this topic. Go ahead, Brother David.
Appreciate the floor. To me, it seemed like a lot of our people, we just wrote down a few things. I said we need an excuse. You know, we love the excuse to stay black, in a sense. We love the excuse of thinking we gotta be democratic and always believing in that hope, or this, you know, like having this promise that things gonna get better. Eventually, we gonna finally see the change that's gonna come through the Democratic Party, but it has never happened through them, and it never will. Like you said, these people love poverty. They love it. You know, they love being where they are. They comfortable where they are. They've grown comfortable with the position they're in. You know, it's like we feel like we ought to remain so humble because we were once slaves and now we got these breadcrumbs. You know, but but I feel like they don't have eyes to see. Nor do they have ears to hear. These niggas don't want to wake up. They don't want to wake up, period. You know, to me, you know how we look at the left wing, right wing, like this?
Yeah.
But it's more like this.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To where they think of left and right. They think of top and bottom. The Republicans want you up, you know what I'm saying, think about being at the top. Higher self or whatever. The left wing or the Democrats want you down at the bottom, you know, serving your lower self or whatever, your lower nature. So to me, it's like this. Either you want to be down at the bottom or you want to be at the top, you know, be a part of your high nature, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, the Republicans on top, Democrats on the bottom, and for us, the Democrats don't have our best interest at heart. You know, they don't give a damn about us. They don't care about us. And like you said, Uchida, I applaud Ice Cube as well for at least having the balls and the courage to go to them and present something. Present something. So it's not like he just came up with it a few days ago, like Diddy trying to come up with something yesterday or whatever he said that stuff. And don't really have no real plan in place.
No, he never did.
You know, so you have to give Cube his props. You know, people need to give Cube his props and stop being an idiot and thinking that this man don't know what he's doing. You know, and to me, it seemed like Cube threw a monkey wrench in everybody's plans, in a sense.
Right.
You know, those that, you know, like, we're gonna vote or die. Cause Diddy wasn't talking about no vote or die this year. I ain't hear him talking about no vote or die or anything, or get out and vote or whatever. I mean, I haven't really been looking at the news, huh? No, I'm just saying I haven't really been looking at the news or whatever, but I haven't really heard Diddy talking about vote or die this year and all this other stuff until now. And but when you listen to the interview, you can tell that he's out of touch. You know, yeah, he's just trying to play a part and make it seem like, yeah, I still smell the piss in the hallways and all this other stuff, you know, like growing up, how he supposedly grew up, you know. So to me, I would rather see Cube doing what he's doing, because, like I said, he can get more done with Trump in office right now, instead of having to wait on a promise of 4 more years. Then, okay, we had that first 4, we had to make sure we had to clear up all the stuff that Trump did. And then, with that promise of another 8 years that another 4 years after that, that we'll finally get something done. So it just seemed like black folks are more, unconscious Moors or niggas or whatever they want to call themselves, or unconscious Moors want to just none of this illusion of and
froze.
It's freezing a little bit, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, let them get off.
Before then. But with that, I yield the floor. It's messing up again.
No,
it was
a little bit.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And with that, with that, we officially are going to end this segment with Ice Cube. So for recording purposes, Willa, could you drop the horn?
Okay, yeah.
And you could, for your recording purposes, you can start from here on the next segment. Brother Oliver,
yes,
the
sir.
narrator, you had something you mentioned, and then we're gonna go to Wilhelmina and what she mentioned during the week with Sister Faye. But you were going on another topic that we're gonna segue into concerning the brother that you spoke to this week.
Oh, you're talking about the brother that I was speaking to that's a Biden supporter or something like that?
Right. He was something of a descendants of slave or.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, my fault. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, the article, I screenshotted and cropped it. I haven't DM'd it yet. But he showed his little, you know how Facebook is. Everybody like to tell their business on there. Their own little intimate personal business. He showed his I voted sticker. And the top of the text, he was saying that, okay, as a foundational Black American and a descendant of slavery, I did my duty by voting the devil, Donald J. Trump, out of office.
Wow.
Okay. Now, you know the first thing that grabbed me is obvious. What the hell is a foundational Black American? Anybody that's listening there, y'all can say it in the comments on the YouTube live stream or whatever. I mean, you see how asinine that sounds. That's an oxymoron. Because first of all, there is nothing foundational about Black, because Black, number one, is not an ancient term. It's only 500 years old. Middle English derived from Old High German, meaning white spots, bright, shiny, pale. So it ain't really nothing foundational about it. And then second of all, number one, you saying he's a descendant of slavery. No. Number one, that ADOS crap, that been quickly debunked months ago. Because number one, America, the continent, that's what America is a continent, not a country. States are countries. Let me clarify that. States, what y'all corporately call states, those are countries like Florida, land of flowers, the peach state, land of peaches, land of mangoes, Yakasset, okay? And countries have boundaries, i.e., aka state lines. America's the continent, and America has nothing to do with with slavery. Slavery derives from Slavs, Eastern Europeans. Those are the original slaves. Or have y'all not been listening to what Kanye West been telling y'all? to my fellow Gemini brother, Kanye. Okay, Kanye been putting y'all on game, but y'all brush him off as being as a lunatic. That's cool. You know, so it's like what Dawood say. A lot of our people, I believe personally, and Taj said this. A lot of our people are so content and complacent. They don't want to leave their plantation. They comfortable want to get their ass kicked. But then they want to complain, want to talk about saying it's discrimination, it's racism. And racism isn't that. It's man-made. Mm-hmm. You know. So, you know, just go ahead and stop it. And I said this a long time ago, and I quote the great Morgan Freeman. You want to end racism, stop talking about it. I know that's kind of hard for a lot of people to do because they're going to want to play this victim role and all that stuff like that. And we got to stop doing that. Stop playing victim. Just like, you know, you want to talk about saying so-called Black Lives Matter. But yet, though, you're going to go ahead and go and vote Democrat. Knowing doggone well that the history of the Democratic Party is a spinoff out of the Ku Klux Klan, out of the Skull and Bones, the Knights of Columbus, and all the other little secret societies that came. You know, that basically put a foot on your neck. You're talking about saying you can't stand Trump, but you're going to go ahead and vote for a man who's been in office 47 years, introduced the 1994 crime bill, which Clinton took into law and made it a Clinton crime bill that led to the largest mass incarceration of our people, leaving our homes, single-parent homes, where boys had to be raised up by their mothers. And then next thing you know, the mothers the women are getting taken care of because guess what? Because those Democrats giving them Section 8, giving them food stamps, giving them this, giving them that. They give them all that, but the brother can't be in the house. And the sister gonna tell him, oh, you ain't shit. You can't be up in there. So now that makes them feel less like a man. They can't provide, can't protect. So what they go do? They know they ain't got that many chances. So they go out there and do what they got to do, whether it's go be a jack boy or go sell drugs or something like that, to showing they can provide. But here's the catch-22. They get jammed up, get arrested, then they end up being in the penal code system. Therefore, keeping the prison industrial complex going. Due to the strikes law, when we had, and Florida was notorious for having that 10-20 life, no thanks to low energy Jeb Bush. And so
also, brother, before you continue, let me add on that as well. Yeah. The school to prison pipeline. Because when the fathers go to jail, right, that takes the child and puts them at a disadvantaged state. Mm-hmm. Then what happens is a lot of the times those children will meet their father figures in prison right after, because the male population has been subjugated at that point. So then the child, I know I'm probably sounding like Umar or somebody right now, but the prison to jail, the school to jail pipeline, they go right in.
Oh yeah.
But go ahead, brother. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So
I just have to add that on there.
This is what they want to continue. Now you look at Kamala Headboard Harris, heels up, back down.
Wow.
She made her entire career of locking up brothers just for smoking herb. Didn't go after the big people. She looked the other way after that. But then again, I guess you can do that when you being nothing but a slider to the then mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown. And basically you slept your way on the way to the top and did some other things. Fellatio. So you can tell my disposition. I do not like this woman. She is nasty. She is evil, and she is a bully. And she reminds me more of Cesar Romero. Now you don't know who that is. He's the one that played the Joker on the 1964 Batman. You know, that. Look at a picture of Cesar Romero and then look at Kamala Harris. They're exactly alike.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So therefore, you got, you know, two individuals, and then some of our sisters are so misguided. They're ready to go ahead and go to bat, and they're willing to kill you. That's Cesar Romero right there. That's the Joker. So,
hey, he playing my favorite movie with Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, Ocean's 11.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. So therefore, you know, why in the world that when you voting, people get out there to vote? I'm not telling you who to go vote for. You got your own mind. You think for yourself. But remember this, that, you know, when you vote Democrat, just be critical thinking about it. You're really voting for your own enslavement. You're basically doing that because you talking about saying this. He ended up talking about saying you send that devil Donald J. Trump, talking about like that. But you voting against a party that was founded by us. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Oh, did I forget to mention that he's also a investigative journalist?
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I yield.
Okay, brother. Sister Wilhelmina, do you want to follow up or?
Sir, reporting for duty. Whoa.
The question or the topic is, I'm going to give you a little bit of space to maneuver here, but I believe the topic was foundational blacks.
Oh, yeah.
And ADOS.
All right. Thank you, bro. Thank you, because I had forgot a little bit myself. But
Gotcha.
yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I just want to remind our audience, remind people, period, y'all gotta stop being emotional out here. I can't stress that enough, because y'all react so much with your emotions. You are eliminating yourself out of remaining in the whole thing and winning. You're going against yourself each and every time you allow the media to manipulate you emotionally. You know, I had to stop one day myself and just ask. I used to watch the news every evening around 5:30, I think at the time. CBS Evening News would come on. And every night I would notice, it seems like they would always have a clip of either the police doing something to some so-called person of color or so-called black person out here. After a while, I don't know, maybe it's just me, it might be. Growing up playing video games a lot, I used to love always playing them. From Game Boy, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, Xbox, all of that. As a kid, you love to play games, right? However, for me, maybe it's because I'm a girl, and as women, you sort of you grow faster, they say, than boys, than men do, right? So for me in life, it was as simple as I used to love playing these games as a child, but I noticed as I would get older, I would get less and less, gravitated toward them, stimulated to want to keep on playing these games. Well, that's how this whole fake life is out here that the media is trying to run on you. We have gotten so fucking just poisoned, and we don't even recognize ourselves to the point where we can't even recognize when the ones that are smiling in our face, we can't recognize that they are trying to take our place. And the OJ said it best. They smile in your face the whole time they want to take your place. They're backstabbers. Y'all gotta understand, when people are playing games with you, at some point, you yourself, you should be growing up enough in your mind that playing games is just it doesn't excite you anymore. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. This is a game that y'all should be well tired of, but yet and still we are proving, it seems, every 2 to 4 years that all they got to do is show something on TV as simple as one of us getting our ass beat by a law enforcer, and then it's there again. They got us. They got us in a trick bag. They got us right where they want us, like a rabbit in the hat. That's how they got y'all. Yep. Not me. I don't consider myself in that trick bag anymore, as I'm sure my fellow brothers, my strong brothers here tonight with me, don't. As grown men, they can vouch for themselves and tell you whether or not they feel the same as I do. I can't speak for my brother, but I can say that I have a feeling they feel the exact same way. And I know y'all do, because y'all are men. And as men, you all have the responsibility of protecting humanity. If humanity is the woman, you all have the job of protecting us. And see, we have ladies, we gotta get our shit together. We gotta learn that this material world shit, working on Instagram for a so-called Birkin bag, in tight, plaid clothes, like we going to the nightclub every night, always shaking our ass every time a song come on. We gotta stop this shit. Yep. And get our shit together. As my brother Supreme has said before, this is all about the land. Everything revolves around this land that we are on. This land is ours. It's our home. Get our heads together. Get it together, people. Wake the fuck up. They don't love you, and they never will love you. Exactly. Why are you still making an ass out of yourself, going on TV, on camera, and saying stupid shit like, yeah, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm glad that y'all are finally giving black people a voice at the Oscars, glad that we finally being represented. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Why are you so fixated on the colonizer who's never had dog shit to their name? Not a penny, not a nickel. I said dog shit to their name. Ever. 1492, they were never ever allowed to be on boats, any sea vessels. They weren't allowed to travel the world freely. But why are you so fucking lost in the head? Thinking that, oh, if a white person give me a chance, give me a job, I done made it. No, motherfucker. You haven't made it. You are self-drowning yourself. We are literally, every time we out here let them use us and fix our lips to talk about Black Lives Mattering when black means dead. That's like putting stones in your pocket, heavy stones, heavy ass rocks in your pocket, going out into a lake and drowning yourself. Why? Because you have these heavy ass stones in your coat pockets. Stop drowning yourself. You already know that you can't swim in these waters that they have poisoned.
Facts.
Stop running into this water. It's not good for you and me. And with that, I'm gonna use it.
Well, to follow up and discuss the topic of being black and a descendant of a slave, like the brother mentioned to Brother Oliver. We've touched this ad nauseum, probably on every show. I don't think I can follow up behind Brother Oliver and my sister Wilhelmina. And yes, I do agree with you, Sister Wilhelmina, wholeheartedly. The issue that I have is with the amount of resources that we have a device in our hands majority of the day. And yet, for research and for our own edification, we do not use that tool in order to free our minds.
Mm-hmm.
G.M. James had a book called Miseducation of the Negro. And at the time, the vernacular, the colloquialism was used to describe us, melanated people. The enslavement of our people is perpetuated nowadays because the shackles that we once had on our arms and legs, the kidnapping that happened here on our land, push it forward a few centuries, and now those shackles are removed. I don't have any shackles on my hands and legs, but a lot of us have shackles in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
This is the final frontier. This is the battle, the liberating and deciding factor of you deciding to free your mind. The mere fact that we have people out here that are voting and are siding against me openly, thinking that for a few trinkets, like Brother David said, a few a HUD house or anything of life that you receive from the government is beneficial long term. Sadly mistaken. Public housing, food stamps, and those things are temporary benefits in order for you to assist yourself in moving forward. Nothing wrong with HUD housing. There's nothing wrong with food stamps. However, when that's all you aspire to, and that's all that you see, and that's what you consider reparations, it's a sad situation. How could property have rights? See, the issue then becomes, what is your status? What is your pedigree? Show me a spot, a land, a geographical location that is called black. And then question, why are you called black? The Chinaman has a pedigree. He and she has a landmass on China. You know, we can go on and on with the different nationalities and stuff like that. But why is it that here in this de facto government, you're labeled that? You're labeled with two continents, African, American, colored, Negro. These colloquialisms, misnomers in this age and this time has to stop. It's ridiculous. It doesn't put you on an even keel with the other nations. This is what Noble Prophet Drew Ali brought forth to us. He brought forth a flag, and he brought forth your birthright and pedigree. This is one of the major things that Noble Drew Ali has brought. An understanding of who you are, an understanding of pride, an understanding of your destiny, which is to uplift fallen humanity. We have a job to do, people. Nationality is the order of the day. At the end of the day, and I'm going to yield to you, Brother David, very soon. When we're dealing with Black issues, we understand what it means colloquially. We understand the slang term and everything like that. But when it counts, when you're in front of that magistrate, when you're asked to produce documents stating who you are, you can't be a crayon color. It does not work for you in those settings. You will not receive justice. Not the way you think you are. I challenge everyone that's watching, that's going to watch in the future, and that's watching now, to open up a law and start looking up these terms. When we speak about Black, we're talking in the reference of law. You have a medical dictionary, you have Webster's dictionary, and you have law dictionaries. In each one of those dictionaries, you might have similar terms, but within those dictionaries, they have different meanings. Please, my people, go study yourselves, learn about your history, learn about your culture, learn about what was taken away from you before you even knew what you had. With that, I yield. Brother David, the question is, what are your feelings about the term foundational Black and American descendants of slaves? What are your thoughts on those subjects? You're muted, brother. Brother, you're muted.
Gotcha. My bad. Thank you. Thank you. I said, first off, we continue to show our ignorance to the world and despair to the world when we cling on to these labels. First of Black, Negro, colored, African American. And then have to ask the question, did our descendancy or did our lineage start with slavery? We as human beings know that our history didn't start with slavery. That was something we went through in a sense, but not where it is, okay. The first, you know, when you look at it in that way, to where the term black, when we were in slavery, you could say that we just, I don't know how to say that. Can't say it like that because we know that no one can change man from his descent nature unless his power extend beyond the great universal God, Allah himself. So by us knowing that, we know that even when they say 1492 or whatever, our history, we had a history for that. You know, so we did, our descendancy didn't start with slavery. So, you know, so that right there, the American descendants of slavery, I understand what they're trying to say, but it seems like everybody want to come up with all these different type of next new movement type stuff or whatever, when, like you're saying, Prophet Noble Drew Ali already brought what we need to save the nation. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is just save ourselves. You know, so, you know, so when I continue to see that, it just let me know that we are still asleep as a people. That our family, you know, like, you know, I think Wilhelmina was talking about the you know, like the women having to wake up, men having, you know, everybody having to wake up from this this sleep. But a lot of people are comfortable sleeping. Don't even know that they're asleep. You know, just like in the Matrix, when Neo woke up and he looked around and he seen all those, you know, everybody sleep. He the only one that's awake. You know, that could be a sad scene. You know, when we look at it in today's world. But we have to help each other. You know, we had to start with protecting life in the womb. You know, a baby in the side of the womb, the mother womb is not right. It's the baby. So we think that we control, the woman tends to think that they control that baby that's inside the body when you don't. You don't know when that baby gonna kick out. You don't make that baby say, go to sleep. That baby gonna kick when they wanna kick and all this other stuff. So that baby has a life of its own. So we have to protect life from the womb. We have to protect it from our mind and start appreciating ourselves and start calling ourselves black, because we are pulling that energy towards us of death once again. We also have to understand they do all this stuff for a reason, you know, for a season, for a reason, and have become experts at predicting our reactions. And it has become second nature. Like, they become experts at knowing that, okay, we can go out here and kill a few people. That's gonna stir them up for a little bit. That's gonna stir them up for a while, and then afterwards, like Breonna Taylor, now that she's you know, they found the police officer guilty for killing, for shooting or whatever. All that stuff is died down. Even the George Floyds have died down and all this other stuff. So they basically know how to predict. They can predict our reaction because we become so reactionary. They've seen this shit since the 60s and all this other stuff. You know, like since the bus count.
Boycott.
Yeah, and seeing it from the what's his name, the Martin Luther Kings, the John Lewis's, and everybody. We just keep begging for somebody to recognize us. They give us the breadcrumbs. Then you know, you got the John Lewis's and all these other people start doing whatever. You know, start bending to the will of the slave master or the European or whatever, and their attention isn't on doing something like Ice Cube, you know, doing right now. That's what their mission should have been doing. Not just asking for civil rights, you know, but something bigger, something better. What y'all gonna do for our vote? You know, but not to go back on that, but that's the whole thing where, you know, with this whole ADOS and all this other stuff, it's like Stop trying to come up with something new and understand Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought the answer. But it seemed like a lot of people don't want to give him that credit. And a lot of people seem like that that wizard in the Wizard of Oz. Seem like we got some black nigga behind the screen. When you pull back that screen, it's some black dude or somebody back there. You thinking it's a white person or something, but it's somebody of our own, yeah. Putting us back, what I'm saying, just trying to keep us from really awakening to who we truly are as people. So with that, I yield the floor and appreciate it once again. Also, I'm sorry. Also, one thing, it's like Django. Remember Samuel Jackson in Django?
Right.
And then when he had to go in the back, when he went to the back, he was right there talking with Leonardo DiCaprio, having a conversation, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he was smarter than what he was putting on his own people to believe. You thinking he out there, oh, yes, Master Lord, and he the one out there giving him instructions. So I wouldn't even be surprised if it's some BS like that going on right now. The what you call it, what LeBron a part of, and what's the name?
We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that in the next topic.
Okay. Yeah, but with that I yield, and thanks once again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Brother Supreme, how you doing, brother?
He's here.
Peace, and love, family. How y'all doing this line?
Great to have you, brother. You missed the earlier segment, but the question we have for you, brother, is this: what are your thoughts on the term foundational black? There was a brother that brought that up to Brother Oliver. That's what he identified himself as well as ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, and that movement for reparations.
Okay, first off, let's start off with foundational black is no good.
Thank you.
It's no good. First and foremost is because black is pale. You can look this up in a Webster's dictionary. You can look this up in the law dictionary. That black means civiliter mortuus, means that you have no rights. You are dead in the view of law. So that's one. Two, the ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, is an oxymoron because we are not descendants of slaves. We are descendants of the kings and the pharaohs from Egypt. Here in Morocco, Al-Marak, which is the Moroccan Empire, the Al-Maghrib Al-Aqsa. And you can debate this all day, but facts stand alone. It don't need me to validate it because it's gonna stand without me. So all you have to do is look this shit up. Second, reparations. You have to ask yourself who or what you getting ready to make a deal with. Are they gonna hold their end of the deal? Or is this some shit to fuck you out of your time and your currency, which is your energy, your effort, your will? You understand what I'm saying? This shit is spiritual more than it is physical. It's physical, but it's on a spiritual level. So you have to look at it in that aspect. So anything that's kicking off with black, it's already bad business. Because you're accepting a negative term, in which I just said you are civiliter mortuus, Capitis Maximus Diminutio. I can keep the terms going. That's a Latin term, which means you done lost all of your rights. Period. Point blank. You can look it up. You can pull it up real quick, and you can show the people. But anything that's starting off with black, that's a no-go for you. We not slaves. We not descendants of slaves. We descendants of pharaohs. We descendants of kings, empresses. You feel me? We are part of an empire that still exists to this day. It's unmanned because we choose to be and accept all this shit that somebody gave you.
Facts.
So you chase after these people's gods, and they gonna give you some bullshit.
Yep.
So the best thing to do is to really understand history, understand etymon and the etymology of words and law. All of this shit goes hand in hand. And the last but not least, the first thing we have to do is study thyself. That way you can know who you are, so no motherfucker can feed you no shit, and therefore that motherfucker can't be great to you. Because you are the gods and the landlords of this land. We are the land. We are part of the land. We need to get back to nature. We need to get back to the basics. The basic shit is loving nature, loving thyself, honoring thy mother and thy forefathers, and loving each other. Those are the first things we can do, because no one is going to give you anything. That's third. Nobody's going to give you shit. While you run into the polls, voting, all you doing is giving somebody your energy who's supposed to serve you. Then they take the shit and turn it around and use it on the left-hand path. And then they serve you. It's a double entendre. You get what I'm saying? So we got to wake up and pay attention. The prophet said we need to learn how to love more than hate. We got to protect these babies, because that's another thing. I used to be, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I done been there. I done done it. So the shit I'm telling y'all, the OGs and the youngsters, is we got to come to a common ground, and we got to have some real fucking conversation about these topics that's at hand. Because if we keep going at this rate, they gonna crush us. It's time to give Caesar his shit back. Let him have that. Give him back his Jesus. Give him back his court. Give him back all that bullshit. And come back home. Come back to yourselves. And with that, I can yield the floor, because I'm done. You don't get that, you ain't gonna get nothing. I love you.
Thank you, brother.
Round of applause for our brother on that one.
Yeah. It's like he's been in here with us the whole segment, man. With that, sister, for editing purposes, you can drop the horn.
Yeah, it don't get no better than that right there. Thank you.
So moving forward, we're gonna go to Supreme to start us off, since he came in a little tardy, so that he can be a little bit active and not have to wait. And we're gonna go in reverse order this time.
All right.
Sister Wilhelmina, you made mention of a conversation you had with Faye concerning the media and about shootings, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Correct. If you could start us off with that topic, and then we'll go to Supreme, David, myself, you, and then Oliver.
Okay. All right. Yes. So last week I had the privilege of speaking with our sister Faye about the politics, behind all of these shootings that we've been seeing. And I said to her after watching, this was the night the Drop Squad, last week we did a little special episode of us, tuned into what was supposed to be, that minstrel show of a presidential debate or the vice presidential debate. And while watching it, something just hit me, and I said, you know what? This Kamala Harris, she keeps going around and all about, the mulberry bush on things, but she's not really answering the questions, And I said to myself, and Sister Faye was there with me as well, and I said, you know what? Now that I think about it, with this being an election year, think about the states that a lot of these shootings have happened within. We keep having shootings in Milwaukee or Minnesota. I get the states confused. But anyway, I noticed something about, I believe it's Minnesota. This is a lot of the recent shootings, such as George Floyd and the riots, if I'm not mistaken. They happened in Minnesota.
Right.
It dawned on me that these are electoral. These could potentially be states that have high points on the electoral map. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with what that means, electoral votes each state has their own amount of votes that go to candidates. So this is why when you watch on election night, they're always talking about getting all the votes in from the electoral colleges across the country. So it dawned on me. I said, "Wait a minute. We in what month? What month is this? Is this October?" I said to myself, "Wait a minute. We are almost done with Jason season. So let me run back and just try to remember where all of these, killings have taken place and police brutality cases, or just the public in conflict with the law enforcement." So I got to thinking. I said, "Wait a minute. We've heard about places such as Washington and Seattle, Portland, Oregon, and then you have all up and down California." And I said, "This is not a mistake. It can't be. What we see happening, it looks like the reason we see so much stuff happening across this country at this moment, especially being in an election year in 2020, it's not by coincidence. What if everything that we've seen is really them trying to drive places that are red states and turning them into blue states for the Democratic Party?"
Mm.
You follow me?
Gotcha. Okay, so you yield?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Okay. I guess with all of that, could you formulate a question for the panel so that we can
Yeah, of course. What do you guys see when you look at the amount of the cities and the states that we've seen all of this civil unrest being kicked off in? Do you think it could potentially be what I believe as a play for changing red to blue? Or do you think it's something, it's much more simpler than that? Or is it more complex in y'all's eyes? In your eyes, excuse me.
And also, I'm going to follow up a question with that as well. Mm-hmm. To kind of simplify what the sister's asking, because it is a complex, topic.
Right.
But to try to bring it and simplify it, I would ask, given those incidences, do you think that there are a ploy to change the electoral college to vote one way or another? And the follow-up question with that is, what role do you think the media plays in that?
Can you repeat that one more time, brother Uchida? Okay. I'm sorry, man. I heard the second part. I didn't catch the.
All right. So, what role does the media play in these shootings? Why do you think that they promote these shootings as much as they do? And also, what the sister was asking is, are these, would you call them swing states, sister?
Probably, yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah, you talking about the pink or the like the pink or the blue states, the light blue states.
Right. Yeah. What the sister brought forward was this kind of revelatory, actually, quite genius observation, if I may say so myself. But I'm not going to take up any time. But do you think these swing states are highlighting these shootings to kind of change the electoral college? Do you think that would answer, like, bring forth what you're trying to ask, sister?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
I'm going to pose it again. These shootings that are happening in these quote-unquote swing states, do you think is it a ploy to change the electoral college?
Yes.
That's the first question. Okay. And the second question is, what role do you think, what is your opinion on the role of the media in terms of those situations?
Got it. Okay.
Brother Supreme, we're going to start off with you.
Yeah. I believe, let me answer the first question, man. Do I believe that the media has a role in the swing states for the shootings? Or are they like, I would say, yeah, because they are all in cahoots together for us pushing the propaganda. All right, prime example. The CDC released some numbers about the PCR test, and it was saying that they haven't even found, they haven't isolated this virus or so-called virus to even tell you what it is. So first of all, I would ask people, what are they testing you for if they haven't isolated this so-called virus? And another thing that troubles me is that you don't know that you have the virus unless you get tested. This is where common sense has to fucking kick in. Something is not right with that. And then the media gives these projections from faulty PCR tests that can't even fucking pick this so-called virus up. It can't detect it. It's fucking impossible. I have some documents from the CDC stating everything that I'm telling you. I can back this shit up. But if you don't isolate a virus or a disease, corner it off, and find out what it is, how can you then say that this shit is a pandemic? So yes, I do believe that the media has something to do with these shootings for us exaggerating this shit and promoting, violence to in turn that would change, I wouldn't say the electoral college, but the popular vote, because the people don't select the president. The puppeteers and puppet masters, the bankers, so on and so forth, the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, they pick the presidents and put them in office via the Electoral College, and each state getting a vote or two votes via Electoral College, which then in turn, this is what you call fucking super delegates. This was a big term during the Barack Obama run for office. People was hearing about these fucking super delegates and shit. The super delegates are the representatives of the state. It's two, I believe, in each state. And this is how they pick or select the presidents, because Hillary won the popular vote in 2016, but Donald Trump won the Electoral College. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is fuckery, like I said, being done on a mass scale. It's a ritual, whether it's the gathering everyone to participate in choosing public servants, bond servants at that, and they took oaths, and or the face mask shit, because again, the CDC has come out with more shit saying that this shit is not airborne. Let me see. Let me read some shit. It says, every object that exists can be quantified, which is to say measured. The use of the term quantified in that phrase means the CDC has no measurable amount of the virus because it is unavailable. The CDC has no fucking virus. This is from the CDC. It says, further, tip off is the use of the word isolates. This means no isolated virus is available. No one has isolated the specimen of COVID-19 virus. And how in the hell can you even prove that this is a pandemic? So again, what is these people testing you for? What are they doing to you? It's a PCR test. The guy who created it said you cannot fucking detect like molecules from geez. I forget, but you can't like viruses and shit. You can't. It's not. You can't detect this shit. This from like off of the CDC's own website. Matter of fact, it's at the FDA. I got this from the FDA. You feel me? So if you haven't isolated this shit, you can't prove it exists. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Correct.
You're correct.
So what the fuck is the vaccine for? Who is pushing vaccine? The media, right?
Yep.
I don't think Gates is in anymore. I think they've moved Gates out the way. Fauci has gone a little.
But you still have heads from Moderna that's in big positions. So this would be like a motherfucker. How can I? What's the best example? Military.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you send one motherfucker, he get bumped off. Who they send? Another motherfucker gonna come after him. Or I can take it to the street. A kingpin, he's the kingpin, but another motherfucker bump him off, and he becomes the kingpin. There's gonna be another motherfucker after him, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So, like, we invest in our energies into like the wrong shit. I don't want to be so long and draw it out and shit, but
You good,
yeah,
man.
they do participate in propaganda. It's not illegal, and y'all can look this shit up for yourself. It's not illegal for the media to use propaganda on U.S. citizens. They didn't say Americans, they said U.S. citizens. You got to know the difference between the two.
That's right.
So with that, I yield the floor and shit.
Okay. Thank you for that insight, brother. I like the fact that you brought the virus or the pandemic, as our brother the narrator likes to call it, the pandemic, into the conversation. So I guess we can also include that if you the rest of the panel members, if you choose to include that as well. We won't fault you. But Brother David, we're gonna go with you. The question: do you think the shootings are affecting the swing states, quote unquote, as Wilhelmina was putting it? And what role does the media play?
You know, like I said, everything is propaganda. All the stuff that we're seeing, like the little video we showed before, where they stuff in advance, or at least a year in advance, whatever. All this stuff it's like a entertainment. It's entertainment. To me, the shootings, it's the things swinging from one way to another. You know, like Brother Supreme said, they already know who they want, who's going to be the next president. So, you know, the person that's to be there. It's this illusion that we think our vote counts in that sense when it comes to selecting the next president of this corporation. You know, but I think it plays an important role as far as like giving us that illusion that we have a choice in this whole matter. And they'll play it out for years. I mean, you know, like during this election cycle, they'll play it out. Then 2 years from now, they'll play out a certain amount. Not as big as when you're electing the president, but you know, when you're bringing in senators and all that stuff. So the same repeated stuff happens again and again. And you know, like you said, the electoral college is the one who selects the president, and they don't care about what the popular vote is. You know, they're smarter than the majority of the people. You know, anyway. So we can do president, but you know, people in the electoral college and those higher ups, in a sense, they already have a plan. They already know they want things to go or how they want things to swing. So it's basically like you can keep believing this illusion over here, things over here on this side. You know, so with that, you cheater.
Yeah, brother. Thank you for your response to the question. I know, you know, I'm trying to make a very convoluted and complex and very insightful topic, you know, very it's kind of hard to kind of quantify that with a question. So with that being said, I'm gonna take a crack at it. Personally, I am of the belief that I was of the belief that the popular vote is supposed to be in line with the electoral vote, electoral college. The delegates are supposed to vote go along with the popular vote. That's what I thought it was, studying civics and things of that nature. However, like the brother brought up earlier, our brother Supreme, you have institutions and think tanks like the Council on Foreign Relations. You have the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, et cetera, who have an influence on these things. And for whatever purpose and whatever agenda they're trying to push forward, it's not an election, it's a selection. As far as the media is concerned, succinct with what Wilhelmina was going with, I think that I am with the consensus in that the shootings, although they might be isolated incidences, I do believe that, like the Democrats say, they don't waste any time when it comes to publicity. They will take advantage of said publicity. These are not my words, these are theirs, paraphrased. I think that along with the media, they have created a narrative in which our people are being tricked to believe that the government is their enemy in this case, specifically the Trump administration. It's being highlighted every day with the Breonna Taylor case and all these other cases up until Trump's inauguration. However, these murders, not killings, these murders have been happening since Obama. We've forgotten what Obama said about Trayvon Martin. When Trayvon Martin met his demise, the only noteworthy thing that Obama has said is, if I had a son, he would look just like Trayvon. And for me, that statement kind of, didn't sit well with me, and it kind of haunted me till this day. Like, what the fuck does he mean by that? If you had a son, he would look like Trayvon. And, a lot of these different people, Eric Gardner, Mr. Sterling, Miss Bland, the list goes on, that has passed underneath Obama. Yet it seems as if the Trump administration is getting all the vitriol for the previous administration's, those police brutalities and such. It's ironic that although we have Mr. Kaepernick, who took that stance and happened to wanting to kneel during, the Obama administration, the Trump administration. Yeah. However, where was this energy and vitriol towards Obama when you have more people that died underneath his administration than you did with Trump.
Bingo.
It's a disparity that I see. And as far as the media component, the media question, yes, there is an agenda. The sister Wilhelmina brought out something that I didn't even think about, and it's something that we, after the show, should look into just to see, go more into detail as far as these particular states that these things are happening to. For example, Florida with the Trayvon Martin situation. Florida was very divided at one point in time. Brother O, you can attest to that.
Yes, I can.
These situations have a way where the media can use, the emotion to create the divisive kind of situation in which you have, if I may say, so-called white nationalists, Ku Klux Klan, and all these other groups up in arms, ready for a race war. This is what I believe is, that the Democratic Party, or that apparatus rather, is trying to push. They're trying to push a divisive narrative. They're trying to paint Trump a racist so that under his administration, not only do we have civil unrest, as you can see within those various states that those murders are happening, but also push all-out race war, another civil war. It's a very, very clever scheme that the Democratic Party is doing. They throw the rock and hide their hand with Antifa, with Black Lives Matter under Soros, who also is in cahoots with the gentleman from Amazon.
Bezos.
Right. And from my understanding, that individual also has a publication. Washington. He owns the publication, correct?
New York Times, he owns that.
New York Times. So you can kind of see the silver cord that lines up these power players behind closed doors. I'm going to yield, but before I do, I just want to say this. We need to look into that more, because I think the sister is onto something very, very powerful. And it's something we might have to address again in a future show, to see the impact of whether or not these situations have an effect on the election. And with that, I yield to Brother O. Brother O, do you understand the question, or should I repeat it again?
No, don't need to.
Okay.
I can set it off from here.
Take it off. Set it off, brother.
Okay. As we all well know, we were taught, we took up American government in our senior year in high school. We was always taught that there are three branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. But what we weren't quite aware of, that a fourth branch of government has manifested itself over the years. The fourth branch of government is media. And media does what they do. They regulate propaganda, and propaganda regulates opinion. Brother Ilhaj Malik El-Shabazz said it best. That's Malcolm X to y'all. The media will get here. That is the number one weapon. They can make the oppressor look like the victim, and they make the victims look like the oppressors.
Drop the horn, Willa. You gotta unmute it, sis.
Oh, my bad. Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm still listening. Were you done?
Drop the horn.
I did drop it. Oh, y'all didn't hear it. My bad. I'm so sorry. There we go. Sorry about that.
You good, sis. Continue, brother. I'm sorry. That was horn worthy.
Horn work. So remember, this is the same media, fake news media, that harasses and discredits the president of the United States Corporation, Donald John Trump, since he had called them out for the scumbags that they are. In fact, but this is also the same ones, this includes social media too. These are the same ones that are covering up heavily the most corrupt political family ever. And I'm not talking about the Clintons or the Bushes or the Obamas, the Bidens.
They may be runners up to the Clintons.
Not what Hunter has done. I wish I was wearing my Wes Hunter t-shirt, but I don't have it here right now. Nothing. But here's the thing, like with this, they are basically in damage control right now. And the media is basically doing all they can to try to cover this up. But it's like you ain't got enough fingers to stop these leaks, period. The dam is about to burst. I mean, they have gone so far as with Facebook and Twitter, you put something up about it, they're either taking your account down or they're suspending it. So the media is also responsible too for a lot of these planned uprisings that's been happening in these mostly blue Democratic ran states, like what happened with not just with George Floyd, not with Breonna Taylor, those were ritualistic. George Floyd isn't dead and Breonna Taylor was a sacrifice. End of story. What's going on in New York? The multiple shootings going on to my brothers and sisters in Chicago. The uprising and the anarchy that's going on in Portland. Notice how the media been throwing that in our face for the past few weeks. Portland, 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 Portland. California, Washington State. Because you know what? They're using that. Oh, and let me throw who else is also involved in this too. Google. A whistleblower just came out a few hours ago, and that individual said that he's showing everything of how Google is using their power to influence the elections. And keep in mind, Google, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all of them are funded by not only by the CIA, but also funded, no doubt, by old man George Soros. So, yeah, so you also, and another thing too, Yachida, Drop Squad brothers and sisters, what is also the other thing the media has been trying to discredit besides the president? They have been seriously heavily discredited as QAnon.
Researching.
And not heavily discredited them, but they've been like painting them as the villains. You know. Now anybody knows that follow me know that I get my little QAnon stuff like that. But let's just be real, Moors, that all these entities are basically fighting over our stolen ancestral estate.
Islam.
So let me just go ahead and throw that out there. So that's why I tell everybody, just sit back in your armchair, grab your popcorn, grab your nachos, grab your Taco Bell, Burrito Supremes, or whatever, and just enjoy the show, because the best is yet to come. But the media is, and it also is majorly influencing these elections. And the map that Willa threw up, I'm hoping it doesn't come down to that. I really don't. You know, because that map, as you can see, like the brown, look at some of the other states. Like look at Nevada, look at Arizona, look at Texas, look at New Mexico and Colorado.
What are the brown states is kind of what I'm wondering. Like, what is that? Are those swing states?
Those are swing states. Florida, Land of Flowers, is a swing state. Very crucial.
Okay.
Same with Ohio. Same with Georgia. Same with North Carolina.
Iowa. Yeah. These are okay. So these are the main ones.
Yeah.
I always hear them talking about.
Yeah. Don't worry about Florida. Don't worry about Georgia. That's Trump country all the way, no doubt. Right. North Carolina, unfortunately, that's a blue state. They got the governors, they're Democrat. But you know, I haven't heard nothing like that. Mostly all the stuff is happening in New York, Illinois, Michigan. Remember how the media pushed that thing about the militia was going to plan on kidnapping Governor Whitmer, which I truly don't believe. I just thought that was it was BS. There's no confirmed proof, no nothing. Because notice how that story came out and it just disappeared. Okay, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's going on with that. The media definitely have their major hand influencing this, because, like I say, 2020 or 2020, as I call it, this is like bigger than elections or bigger than anything, because you're looking at a major seismic shift. And whether it's Trump or whether it's Biden, or should I say Joe Biden, we gonna have to get out there and be prepared either way. You know, because the media doing a lot of the instigating stuff. Remember, they push a lot of them are very pro Antifa as well. Do not be surprised. There's a few of them that are affiliated with Antifa, that are affiliated with Black Lives Matter, and they infiltrated their ways into the mainstream media. Now, I could throw out a few names if you want me to, but then some feelings will get hurt.
So what? We ain't no mamas over here. We ain't no coddlers. That's the problem in the world today. There is too many.
Joanne Reed is one. That woman there's been a feminazi for a minute.
Say it again, Joy Reid of MSNBC.
MSDNC, yes.
Yeah.
Same thing with Samantha Guthrie. Mm-hmm. Same thing with a few of them. You know, you could throw Cuomo in there, and Don Lemonade, all of them like that. But but that just goes to show that these people are dangerous because they have a platform that can go ahead and influence anything and everything. Because the key objective, they want to see Trump out. But they have other ulterior motives I have not yet began to unearth, because right now I think this whole Hunter Biden thing is gonna go ahead and gonna sink them.
You really think so? That's. I'll let you finish your thoughts on this first, and then we get. I'll ask my question.
Because here's one thing they didn't count on. That the media is so focused on Rudy Giuliani getting a hold of the copy of the hard drive from the laptop that Hunter allegedly dropped off at a computer repair shop. That was dumb. Why would you got all that stuff on there? And that man did his due diligence. He turned it over to the FBI. And the FBI, and I'm going to go with Supreme on this, and he's absolutely right. The FBI is corrupt. Christopher Wray has got to go.
He got to go.
He's got to go. This is why Trump was beefing about with Wray. Wray ain't shit.
Inform our people in case they don't know who this man is.
Christopher Wray is the director of the FBI. And much as even I hate my dismay, I'm starting to side eye my man Bill Barr too. I'm like, yo,
yep.
What are you doing? I know he's a Gemini just like Trump. You know, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but dude, man, you know, you got Durham coming with everything. You got this coming with everything. It's about time to start sending out these indictments. Biden them should disqualify himself from this election.
Right.
You basically sold out the U.S. And the individual I'm mentioning, they didn't see Steve Bannon coming.
Yeah, I just seen the interview with Steve Bannon too.
Yeah, former White House strategist, and people, whether you don't, you know, people want to make him out to be a quote unquote white supremacist, which he's not. The man's got a brilliant mind. I listened to him, and he spoke at a forum and stuff, at a all so-called black forum about a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke about the same things that Trump spoke about. Bannon knows what the fuck he's doing. Oh yeah, and he's a Sagittarius too. So he's.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I quickly had mixed up Bannon's face with Bill Barr, but Bill Barr is the guy that wears the glasses.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like this. See, the media ain't got no answer for him. That's the thing about it, because Bannon knows how the media works. Remember, the man ran Breitbart. And Breitbart, you know, they tell it like it is. So for that, I yield. For that, I yield.
Man. Yeah, I'm glad we getting into this segment, and let me keep up with what we've been doing, and like let me drop the horn, and then we move to the next. Let's get it. All right. So yeah, that going back a little bit to this. What are your thoughts? The three of you guys, you brothers. What are y'all thoughts on this? Have y'all been keeping up with it? I know you definitely have. Oh, Supreme, and David. Have y'all been keeping up with what's going on? I know I can't be alone on Saturday, October 17th. Oliver, you've been telling us for the longest to keep our calendars marked for this day. It gets here, and I'm ready and waiting, sitting up all day, waiting for my TV screen to just have nothing but rows of confessions from Obama, Clinton, arrest, get no interviews and everything. And then now we get here, it's Monday night, still nothing, So what really is going on with all of this? What is Barr doing? I thought we were supposed to be on a roll or something. Is he purposely messing us up? You think
He's doing,
or what?
ain't doing his job, is what he's doing.
I think he's on the take. What's your opinions on it? I'll start with you, Supreme.
I don't know. He may be, man, from what Tom Finch is saying. He say he may be in on the coup. He has 4 years. He's 4-ing motherfuckers to death, so he has the fucking information in his lap. So if I believe anybody, I believe him.
Right. What about you, Dave? David, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
What's your opinion on it? Have you been keeping up with it? What do you think?
I had to yield the floor to Brother Oliver. At this moment, I'm not too sure about this subject.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Let's get into it. What's inform us, bro?
Let's see. With Barr, well, here's the thing. The entire Department of Justice, it seriously needs to be revamped. And like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. It needs to start with the FBI and Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray, to me, I think he's a deep state operative under United States Code 18, seditious, conspiracy, and treason. Because all this evidence that he was sitting on since 2019, before the House of Representatives turned around and impeached Donald Trump for a phone call. He knew about the conversation with Biden and the Ukrainian president. I forgot the dude's name, Sherelenko or whatever his name is. So we all seen the video now where he was sitting at the Council of Foreign Relations talking about if that DA who was investigating his son, that special counsel attorney that was supposed to say isn't fired, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna release that $600 billion or whatever. And within two days, that guy was fired.
$1 billion, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, they, and kudos like the Trump, how he just threw it out there. Like, let's talk about like your son, like how your son was getting $3.5 million after he got kicked out of the armed services for being a junkie. Don't know anything about energy, but sits on the board getting like about how much he was getting a month or whatever.
$50,000 a month.
Huh?
Was it 50,000, 50K a month?
Something like that, yeah. And plus, now more stuff coming out where he was dealing, like I said, not just doing it, he wasn't even doing crack, he was doing crystal meth. You look at that pipe, man, that's a crystal meth pipe.
Yeah, he ain't have no proof and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then how it was even worse. One of the horrible things he did, he was doing crystal meth from I can't even say it on here, but I'm gonna try to keep it clean, from the rectum of adolescent children.
Well, I thought you were about to say strippers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them whom he had tortured, as well as raped.
On a meth-induced high.
Yeah. So all you got to do, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Just look at his dad, how he be sniffing them little girls' hair and stuff like that.
A family full of creeps.
Yeah.
Now the movie that I've been telling y'all about, The Laundromat on Netflix, now it's starting to make sense. That's who that guy is supposed to be kind of represent playing. Hunter Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the movie, people on Netflix. It's called The Laundromat. It's got Jeffrey Wright, Meryl Streep, Ross from Friends. I forget David Swimmer from Friends. It's got everybody in this movie. The more you watch it, though, the more you will start to understand how it's relating to everything that's coming out right now. That makes sense. Oh my God.
Yeah, I gotta check that out though.
Now certain scenes in that movie are starting to make sense, but especially the one that's about this stock mark, business white guy. And he's talking to the lady from China.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And also too, let's not forget they also in bed with the Chinese Communist Party and President Xi. So
Right,
that's another thing now.
right. The
Uh,
red dragon.
Red Dragon, man, riding the dragon,
Yeah, riding dragon. Thank you.
riding the dragon. So I mean, like, shoot, I'm with Supreme. I think the Biden family surpassed the Clintons. They made the Clintons look like saints.
Like
Mm.
amateur Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, it bad enough Joe he stole Jill Biden from another dude while she was married to him,
Right.
and then Hunter did worse. He turns around and knocks up his dead brother's wife.
Is she still
That's crazy.
have a baby yet, or did she ever have a baby, or what?
I don't know. But I'm like, but these are the people that they want as the new first family that idiots want to run down here to the poll like fools and gonna go and vote for.
Bidens are like mafioso families that you used to hear about in New York, back in the day.
Yeah.
That's what the Bidens are. Look up Rosemont Seneca, people. You'll understand what we're talking about. And John Kerry, where is he at? That's
Who?
another thing. John Kerry.
John Kerry. John Kerry. I do believe he might be over at Gitmo
Right. Because I know
because he got his hands in the Ukraine thing too.
right, right. Because from watching the Riding the Dragon documentary, they also tied him to Hunter and Joe because they're
Mhm.
all in the same, whatever
Yeah.
that little venture company there. Rosemont Seneca is the name
Yeah.
of.
All the people is gonna lead right to Obama, and it's
Right,
gonna lead right to that Obama been running a shadow presidency to try to usurp a seated elected president while he was shadowing Trump because they couldn't get over the fact that this man won in 2016 and they were still bitter about it. Stuff so now 2020 they're gonna try to make sure they're gonna try to do the damage. But here's the thing: the Patriots got everything. They got everything. All they doing is just slow dripping stuff.
right.
Because we like what 14 days away from November 3rd for for the denationalized ones to run to the poll because they go vote because I'm not going to vote. So You know, because one of the reason the reason I said I'm not gonna vote because guess what? That's a separate nation. That has nothing to do with us.
Right. You can't get involved in that anymore.
Because like I said, so-called black people can never be U.S. citizens. You can't be Union State citizens, you know, because that's a corporation.
That's a fact.
You know.
Serve two masters. Can't serve two masters. You can't. No way you can do that.
So people gotta start going and understanding that. And like not just with the media, they also in bed too, with these certain athletes as well as the politicians. Because who's the most outspoken athlete that speaks out against Trump? And he just won the MVP in the NBA Finals.
Mr. Flop a lot.
Remember, people, man, all roads lead to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And this is political theater.
Yeah.
Sort of acting. This is a modern day Rome. They acting. They acting like they.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like this is bigger than Avengers Endgame. Right. This is way more bigger than this. Like so and you know they go back to like I'm with Cube and then but go back to this clown junk that Diddy did, talking about Donald Trump gonna start race war and all. It's just starting to get a whole bunch of nonsense right about now.
Yeah, before we go, let's look at some of these. Let's find some of these pictures because I'm sick of these rappers out here trying to act like they are getting holier than Trump.
To be honest, some of them just need to, you know, stay in their lane.
Right.
And Cube, what he was doing noble, he just looking out for the whole diaspora of our people.
Mm-hmm.
Now Diddy, all of a sudden, he wants to come out. Oh, let me just newsflash. 50 Cent just came out and endorsed Donald Trump. So no surprise to me on that. Okay, what? Just hold it right there. Leave it right there. Now look at this, people. Remember when I told y'all that rappers love Donald Trump? There's another traitor right there, Snoop Dogg, with Ja Rule, Lil Jon, Tony Yayo of G Unit, Cheyenne. And wait a minute, is that? Oh yeah, that's Diddy with Melania.
Oh
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Trump, see, this is what I'm talking about. Let's see, Diddy, what you got to say about this?
These are actors, people. Stop investing in y'all in siding with entertainment. Malcolm said it best.
I yield. Bring you willing take it away.
I'm done. I was just.
Hey, Pring, y'all want to take a crack at it?
They done. You just pay attention to actions, man. Your actions speak louder than your words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Diddy done did so many sacrifices. So he trying to be up in that billionaire status and stuff. He's only 20 million away from it.
Diddy say, I don't give a fuck if Tupac gotta die, Big gotta die, and Suge Knight gotta go to jail. Yeah. I'm tired of living like this. And what ended up happening?
Mm-hmm.
Tupac got killed,
yep.
Biggie got killed, Suge Knight went to jail.
Yep.
No more talk.
And then we wonder who killed Tupac and Biggie after all these years. Like, yeah, for real, y'all still can't figure this out. As simple as it is.
Yep.
You need a verbal confession when the writing is on the wall for you already.
Yes.
The world's a stage.
Yeah, the world's a stage.
The world
Like
is
I said, everybody loved Trump. Jeezy got a song out on him. I mean, Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper, you name it. You know, hell, you even go on YouTube, you even see people now putting freestyles together with using Trump. You know, like the Chinese virus thing. I love playing so much.
right. I love that one. Slow the testing down. I love that. Look at this. Like,
Yeah,
what is it that you all won't do for money in your careers? When people act like when they were in their careers in their heyday, when they were climbing the ladder of success to get to the top, they forget about the people that they had to beg for money from. And these
yeah,
people, folks like Donald Trump.
That fat nigga right there is a government informant.
yeah. The FBI informant right there. Piece of
Exactly.
garbage. Switched out on him. Now he's on MSDNC calling Trump a racist, this and all that. But this was back in the 80s when him and Messy Jesse, like Don Jr. was saying, they used to come and hit his father up all the time for finance for their campaigns and stuff,
Right.
which is actual fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all smoking mirrors.
Smoking
This is the
mirrors.
World Wrestling Federation, man.
Yeah, that's all it is. And Diddy ain't worth nothing, you know. Like I said, Preem, I met Diddy twice.
Yeah.
Whenever he came to Club Live. So, you know, and even then, like his energy is just like, nah. He's, you know,
Dark energy.
very dark.
Yeah.
Hold it. Hold it. What's this? Ghislaine Maxwell denied from keeping Epstein testimony secret. That's
Hmm.
so we're gonna stay on topic.
Breaking news.
It is. Oh, it's what a one hour, an hour and 37 minutes ago.
Is
It
that
made
what's the date on this?
Oh, this one right here. P Diddy joins.
Oh, that was back in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this right here. Let's see.
Now that one, that's probably something new.
Yeah. Where we at?
That's today. 11:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Yeah. Was that the 19th? Okay.
But go down. I mean, I'm sorry. No, you good.
Okay. A federal appeals court denied British socialite and alleged sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell from keeping her 2016 deposition about the late financier Jeffrey Epstein sealed. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan ruled on Monday that the public has a right to see the testimony taken in April 2016 in a defamation lawsuit filed by Epstein accuser Virginia
Giuffre.
Reuters reported. The unsigned order from the appeals court determined that the U.S. District Judge Loretta Priska did not overstep authority by denying Maxwell's meritless argument, quote unquote, that her concerns were more important than the public's right to see the 418-page deposition. Priska previously decided in July that the testimony and hundreds of other documents from Giuffre's lawsuit, which was settled in 2017, would be made public, as most of the associated documents are already public. He said, quote, any minor embarrassment, end quote, their release could cause is, quote, far outweighed by the presumption of public access, unquote. Maxwell's lawyers argued that making the disposition, including intimate, sensitive, and personal details, publicly available would damage her chance to have a fair trial. They also said she thought the testimony was confidential and its release would breach her constitutional right to avoid self-incrimination, according to Rutgers. Giuffre said Maxwell brought her into Epstein's trafficking circle, and the Miami Herald led the effort to get the documents unsealed. Maxwell has been charged with assisting Epstein in forming a sex trafficking ring of underage girls and committing perjury from denying participation in the effort. He pleaded not guilty to the charges. Authorities arrested Maxwell in July after she was found in New Hampshire and sent to a Brooklyn jail. A medical examiner ruled that Epstein killed himself in his Manhattan jail cell in August 2019 while he was awaiting trial for sex trafficking crimes. And that is the latest on that.
Let's hope that's unsealed this shit, man.
What is there to hide?
A bunch of powerful people.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they said that next that Queen Elizabeth II is dead because they've been hiding her out. You know.
No, that would be some shit.
No, because they've been hiding her out since this whole corona thing hit. So it's very convenient that this happens right after the quote unquote supposedly kills himself. Now this COVID shit comes out. Got the whole world on lockdown. It's just convenient that these elite type of people are given a sort of leeway to get out of jail free card for the moment. You know what I mean? So yeah. Strange things are happening. As Brother Supreme said earlier, all the world is a stage. Nothing more. Nothing more. But yeah.
What you say, Willie?
I was just saying how you had said earlier that all the world is a stage and nothing more.
Yep, indeed.
But
the propaganda machine. It's your mainstream media.
Yes. It's so much tied up in. The reason I hope that Trump wins, I want to continue to see this damn swampland reign and the monster is held accountable, because this is why we're seeing all of this happening anyway.
The goal is a new world order. The new world order is to remove anything and everything that has to do with God, the God that we know, the Almighty, and then they're gonna replace it with third God, which is material shit and worship of the beast, whatever the system that is, and this new technology shit for is the COVID identification vaccination shit. Certificate of vaccination identification, which is the COVID, the translation for COVID. It's an acronym and shit. People ain't catching on to it, so they got people so brainwashed that they ready to kill people for not wearing masks. It's all bad. It's all bad. That vibe is in the air.
Mm-hmm. And I look at it kind of like this, and then I'm gonna end it for us tonight. I kind of look at it as like all these movies that Hollywood has given us over the years, movies like The Matrix, Hunger Games, especially. You know, all these are movies that, you know, though I think these are warnings for us. These are message warnings that are sent to us, but the public doesn't see it that way. And I don't think they're gonna get it until it's too late, when they got you caught in your house, defenseless. Because it's, when you think about it, think about how easy technology has seeped into your home and your everyday life, and it's integrated itself into your life. Like it's there as the watcher. You know, like you got Siri and Alexa in your house, spying and reporting to government agencies about you, because believe it or not, Silicon Valley has become the government's, you know, secret, you might as well say Area 52. You know how you have Area 51? Well, Area 52 is Silicon Valley, the tech uh kingdom of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've made it very comfortable to get people so relaxed to let these police robots into your house and get to know you. What's your favorite music? What do you like to listen to? What do you like to eat? What do you want to eat tonight or tomorrow night for dinner or breakfast or lunch? All these are key things, and people are not really picking it up. Like, for real, like, think for a minute. Why does this machine know so much about you and you don't even notice it?
We become lazy. We become lazy as a society.
Yeah.
And because of our laziness or whatever, we don't want to do hard work, really, or manual labor, or think for ourselves, or do what we need to do in order to keep the thing that makes us human, you know, not just animatons or, you know, like robots, but yeah, you're right. They're using it to spy on us, to know our information. When we have these phones or whatever, tracking devices, ask Siri, like you said, Siri, what's the weather for today? Or ask for Google for directions, or, you know, maps and all this other stuff, instead of us, you know, we don't use our minds as much as we used to, you know. Now we don't necessarily have to read as much. I mean, I still do a lot of reading. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people don't read as much. You know, like when you used to read newspapers and, you know, all different other types of, you know, magazines. We really don't do that stuff anymore because we got so much of it, of the convenience right in our hands. So even though we have the convenience in our hands, it still becomes a detriment to those who solely depend on it. You know, like you said, asking Siri, what should I wear today, or whatever, you know, or, you know, just different things, instead of you using your own mind to think for yourself, or to exercise your own individuality and not get caught up in the whole it's 1 o'clock, and not get caught up in the whole technological advancement thing, to where, like you said in the Matrix, and the Animatrix, when they showed you know, why they built the robots, and the robots became smarter and smarter and smarter, and the robot had one robot ended up having a right. I mean, ended up killing his owner because it felt like it was about to get destroyed or whatever. So that in tune started a whole war between the machines and the humans. And I hope that it doesn't get to that point. You know, I wouldn't want it to get to that point, but how society is going, in a sense, you never know. You know what I'm saying? You just got to have that faith that, you know, Allah is leading and victory is sure. You know, and And also understand that Hollywood sensationalizes and glamorizes a lot of stuff, like the end in a sense, and it may not be an end how we've been taught in movies and shown in movies and all this other stuff. Like it gonna be some great gigantic boom or explosion or whatever. It don't necessarily have to happen like that. It could be happening in a different way. Because we living in this reality, but you know what I'm saying, the movie presents a whole different reality, but it's all condensed, into 2 hours or whatever, where they try to get that point across. So
yeah.
What you think about that, Supreme?
I concur, bro. I was going to say the social engineering and shit. They pushing us towards like the digital shit, the digital cash, digital currency, the microchip, bio warfare, transhumanism through vaccinations. Man, yeah, like some Westworld shit. It's getting out of hand. I was reading an article maybe like 2 or 3 days ago where it was saying they wanted to pass some or had passed some for where they could bioengineer a human, splice with an animal, and shit just blew my mind and shit. It's crazy. And we got to be careful, like I said a few months back, with the information that we do consume, like some of this shit, maybe all of the shit from NASA, because we know what NASA is. It's another propaganda tool used by the powers that be.
And it means to deceive. The word NASA means to deceive, and I think
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Yeah, it means to deceive.
Yep. So yeah, man, I agree with you 1,000%, man. They're trying to engineer us into fucking order that they want total control and domination over small, like a handful of people. You know what I mean? This lockdown shit was a part of that, because people was going crazy from this shit. Children suffering from post-traumatic syndrome, from being confined into one space without being able to move around like normal human beings. Constricted with masks and shit that will give you hypoxia. You know what I'm saying? This shit is real shit. So the shit that they telling us to do, we gotta use like common sense and just keep ourselves grounded in Allah, man, and on that path, on that wavelength, on that vibration. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever these people got coming, we ain't gonna receive it. Because we gonna be on a higher plateau for us, vibrational wise and dimensional wise. So yeah, bro, I agree with you.
I just think that it's just interesting how the people that want to wear the mask and all this other stuff, I don't even waste my time anymore. But yes, I think, let me see, I think it may have been Saturday, went out to eat and walking past some people, and then I said, the virus is a hoax, like acting like I was, whatever, just passing by them, whatever, because everybody's just wearing masks and everybody's just believing everything that they hear. And, not even using their own mind to think for themselves. Think like, is any of this stuff making sense? You know, from everything. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, it's like they're trying to take our consciousness and put it in the machine. But it's like really what they're doing is they don't have to necessarily put it in the machine. They just use this body that you got as the machine, you know what I'm saying, and implant it and program it, you know, however they want to. And have you out here doing their bidding, their will, or whatever, you know, and not even understanding that they've been programmed. But like you said, Wilhelmina, the movie The Matrix, you know, The Matrix, all this stuff, you know, a lot of it is predictive programming, a lot of it is a warning, a lot of it is you know, propaganda and stuff like that. You know, but if they can program your mind to receive a lot of that stuff, whatever, when they do push it, your mind will be already used to it, you know, and prepared for it to receive that stuff, you know. But I think we still have to focus on God, you know, like I said, Allah, you know, focus on his divine, you know, his plan, his divine plan that he has for us, you know, not necessarily what man has for us, you know, because for some reason they just hell bent on you know, trying to take care, you know, Satan trying to take everybody out, you know, because their time up, you know. I think a lot of this stuff will make us stronger, the ones that have prepared themselves, or, you know, ready to go to battle, you know what I'm saying? Like understanding that it's a spiritual war, you know.
Right. Yeah. True indeed, bro.
I think when we look at it, it's really like a manifesto type of thing. If you pay attention to Hollywood, I think what Hollywood does, because it seems like, you know how every year it seems like Hollywood is getting into more advanced making movies and television shows and incorporating it with the technology and humans and tech merging into one thing. I think that's what the secret manifesto is. And what I'm talking about, there's actually a manifesto on track thing that all of Hollywood and all the entertainers have to go by. Just like you hear politicians like Bernie Sanders and the Democrats have a manifesto agreement where Joe Biden has to agree to run, and this is what he has to do. And the Democrats like AOC, Ilhan Omar, Elizabeth Warren, all the women Democrats in Washington are running the show. In Hollywood, it's pretty much the same thing. Every star, remember in Hollywood, back in the ancient, well, not ancient, but back in the old Hollywood days, studios would actually have actors contracted solely to that one studio. So you couldn't be a movie star and be like Will Smith, where you do only movies for Columbia Pictures or Universal Pictures. You had to be only on contract for one studio in your career early on or whatever. And then after that contract is over, you can go, you can either renegotiate or do whatever. But anyway, now with today, it's kind of the same way, only everybody has to toe the line, but everybody has the same script to run by in Hollywood. And that's how they do things. And also what I mean by that, if you pay attention to the movies that they make, it's always about technology, one after the other. And then on the other hand, on the other side of the aisle, you have technology. You have the tech corporations making advanced technology devices like the iPhones, the smartphones, the iPads, the advanced MacBooks, laptops, you know, everything. And now you see Tesla, not Nikola Tesla, but Elon Musk, who's made Tesla. They're now on track to not only making the first driverless passenger car, meaning you can be in the driver's seat on the you know, left side, but you no longer have to steer the car with the steering wheel because the car will drive you. They are on they are on track to actually doing things like this. It's like really like Back to the Future is our future for us in real time, as we are you and I are living and breathing now. This is what they have lined up and planned for us. But see, our people are so wrapped up, they're only thinking about their own vanity. What can I do to make my life better? How can I level and boss up? So nobody really can see what's coming at them when it's really so simple. If only you open your goddamn eyes and stop being so goddamn stuck up your own asshole. But that's the way of the world. That's how everybody is, and it's sad. Mm-hmm. I was also gonna say, you know, with NASA, speaking of them, who's to say that in the 60s that they really did go to the moon? As y'all can see from this picture that I pulled up, this is actually a photo of them somewhere in the desert in the Grand Canyon doing their testing for Apollo. So as you can see from the way the ground looks, and then when you look at the tapes of the moon landing, and you compare the two, can you really tell which one is really the moon and which one is really not? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But that's how they deceived a lot of people, and soon deceive people to make them think we can go to Mars and all this other stuff. Right. When you never see a space shuttle go straight up. You always see it going like this, you know. And they never have a video camera of the rocket ship going straight up. Mm-hmm. You know, because they know that they can only get so far, you know what I'm saying? So, but like you said with that picture right there, they'll use that picture and make you think but they, you know, with Photoshop and all this other stuff, that technology, they've already had that stuff back then, you know what I'm saying? But see, I guess once they leaked it, you know, eventually leaked it out years later, I guess they didn't think that people were gonna be smart enough to, you know, travel. I mean, not travel back, but look back and look at some of that stuff and look at like, okay, these space suits look ridiculous. You know, the Land Rovers and all that stuff look ridiculous. You know, be able to look and tell that they Photoshop, you know, the Earth. Mm-hmm. You know, all that stuff. So even on Google Earth, I think they had a picture where if you zoom in, you know, I think it was Google Earth or something, but yeah, Google Earth or something, and you zoom into a certain spot and it had Mars on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is deceiving people as to how Earth, you know, like it's a Earth plane. You know what I'm saying? So but it's a plane. The plane is a straight line. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I know we got mountains and all this other stuff, but you know, I've never seen the curve, or you know, like I said, if if the water was how it is and the curve how it is, you could grab a ball or something, pour water on it, and you'll see the water kind of doing the same thing like they say the Earth is supposed to be doing, you know, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so much, so many lies and deceit they have out here to deceive people, and most people just gobble it up, you know what I'm saying? Even when we talking about coronavirus and all this other stuff, and the CDC already came and said that only 6% of the people who actually died from coronavirus, you know. But what people are doing is they forget about all that stuff. They don't equate that and say, no, it's still 200,000 people that done died from the coronavirus, you know, blah, 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 whatever. You know, it's constantly believing a lie. People, they don't want to wake up, man. People want to believe this lie.
They don't, bro. 2 Timothy 3:13 says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Mm-hmm. And that's the flood right there. That's the flood of lies. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be going on. You know, we think it's gonna be like a flood of war or this other stuff, but no, it's the flood of lies. You know what I'm saying? And people believing it and caught up in it. And 2020 has been a year where it's just been lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie. Who's to know? We don't know Kobe's actually dead. You know what I'm saying? Any of these entertainers and all this other stuff, people are dead. You know, all they doing is telling us certain things. You know, but like you said, man knows not by being told. So the only way we'll know is if we was actually there to see their airplane go down and know that Kobe was in it. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know that stuff. So all we're doing is being deceived. So like Supreme say, we had to take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt because we don't know what is true, you know, what is falsehood, you know what I'm saying? What's been fed to us to get us to react and go this way or go this way, you know. What's your thoughts, Will? I know, you know, we running short on time, but what's your thoughts on that part?
It's a lot. Like I think about it and I'm just like, damn, like what will it ever take for y'all to really wake up? Like sometimes I just thinking like it's gonna take a catastrophic, like natural disaster event, you know, for our people to wake up. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? The reason that we're seeing a lot of these things is because we're now in the age of Aquarius. And if you really look at like the chakra system at the top, what's the top chakra's color? Is purple, the crown chakra. And it's mighty funny how we enter into a year that's the number 2020, which means your vision. So if the numbers of 2020 are side by side together, and we know that that's an optical signal for seeing clearly, right? Then why would this year be any less than that? You know, we're seeing so much that's challenging our cognitive dissonance that we've been trained since children to hold on to and defend, knowing that there's a possibility that the things that we're holding on to are the lies that are holding us back in life. We're always talking about we want to be free, we want to live in a world that's different than the bullshit one that we living in right now. But yet and still everybody's trying to hold on because they're afraid of falling. Well, your salvation, people don't think that, hey, you talk about you want to change and you want to live in a better place. Why is your first thought to grab on and hold on to something when it's time to let go? Let it go. That's where your salvation and your freedom is going to come from, when you learn to let things go. Because what this is really about, all it is on a cosmic, you know, universal level, when you think about it, if we're in age of Aquarius, that's an air sign. Aquarius is the sign, I think, of the mind, right? So of course it's gonna be like this for us, because Aquarius is the sign that's gonna tell us to think in life. And in an age is 2,000 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. So whatever we're seeing now is going to be like this for the next 2,000 years. You're going to, this thinking thing, and instead of just believing by blind faith, that time is over. It's time to know for sure about things in this world. And the reason that people are so disgruntled and trying to have all this vitriol towards a man like Donald Trump and place all the blame for all the ills in this world is fucked up, because he has no control over this world. No matter how much money we all think that he has, he doesn't have any control over anything at the end of the day. Just like none of us do. So that's my take on it.
It's like I said, like we said before, people want somebody to blame. They want a scapegoat.
Right.
Donald Trump is a scapegoat, but you want to look over all the stuff Obama did, didn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So, and it's just, like I said, protecting your mind and studying and learning and growing, continuing to grow. And like you said, instead of believing, we're in the age of knowing. And a lot of people don't want to know. They want to stay in that shell. They want to be like, you got someone that's like Cypher. Rick, wake up to the truth and be like, can I go back? Is this too much for me? Let me go back, You know what I'm saying? But you got a whole bunch of people that ain't even trying to wake up. You know what I'm saying? At least he tried to wake up and then, wanted to, go back, rather be, blind or whatever again. But you got a lot of people you got a lot of the blind leading the blind, and a lot of people that want to keep us asleep. Because they're comfortable with where they are. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable where they are, and they don't really have that fight. That fighting spirit.
It's funny, and it's funny you say that, because it's funny how everybody out here want to act like they some type of kingpin, some type of drug lord, some type of boss out here in everything that they do. But when it comes down to dealing with real problems and answering problems that you have to deal with in your life, that you have to be held accountable for, you no longer a boss, you turn into a little child all of a sudden. It's like it's time for nap time now. You don't want to deal with it. You just want to lay down. You just want to kick and scream until you tire yourself out, and just put your body through so much exhaustion that it makes itself tired, and you're now in sleep mode. You know what I mean? It's very aggravating, but at the same time, I always remember my elders, like my mom and my dad. My mom, for certain, my mom has always said to me, we are living in perilous times. We are in the end time. And I'm sure it's not just my mother who I've heard say this. I know y'all have heard y'all ancestors, your elders in your life say this before, especially if they, hold on to Jesus the way that, a lot of them like to do. But it's true. We are at the end, but people forget, they focus on so much of what's happening in the story of Revelation in the Bible. They look at all of the bad things so much and have this fear of fire, that they think when they read the words about the purging of the fire, that flesh is going to burn off from their skin and everything like that. Well, no. Even when you get sick, your body heats up from the inside, right? And what happens? You start sweating out everything. Why is that? Because the body itself knows that it is sick. So it's just like, I know we're talking about election and Trump and all of this and the Democrat. Put it to y'all like this to make it very simple. A lot of y'all are saying that y'all want to vote for Biden and Kamala Harris. All right. A lot of y'all have been Democrats your whole entire lives, just like you've been eating fast food McDonald's. You've raised your children to eat up McDonald's and fast food restaurants too. I don't know about y'all, but me, I've noticed that when I eat a lot of junk food too damn much, and if I don't have a bowel movement regularly throughout the week, I become sluggish and just feel drained. Well, that's what life is like for us. At some point in time, you got to stop feeding yourself so much of the junk, because you're going to come to a point where you don't even want to eat or look at that stuff. And when you get hungry, you don't know, you can't choose what you want to eat. Why is that? Because you got so much toxin in your body right now. Your body is telling you that I don't want to eat because I haven't gotten all this excess toxins from the 2 and 3 weeks of junk food that I've been eating all month. I barely had a bowel movement regularly every day. I only had like a bowel movement once or twice a week. So y'all follow me? So if that's happening for you, guess what? You're not in good shape, right? So why would you keep force feeding yourself something that has never been good for you, and it's never ever at any time has it been a help to you in your life or made you into a better person or helped your life alleviate some of the stress that you are taking on? And what I mean by that, why keep voting for Democrats who don't give a damn about you? They want you to vote for them so that you can continue to be dependent, but also you can't break away from these bad eating habits. That's what this shit is like. I hope that makes sense for everybody. I truly do.
Yep.
You know, and that's why I always say, y'all, you got to drink your water, because it is the water that you get your wisdom from. That's the secret. Y'all want to know how some people who look young are so wise? That's the secret. I'm gonna let y'all in on it. It's in the water. It's the water itself. So drink more water, people, please. For your own sake, cleanse your body out daily, because they got y'all effed up out here on all of this food, and it's no good for you. You are dying. We all are dying, but the way to keeping it doesn't make sense to keep treating yourself this way. Stop letting them tell you that the Democrats are good for you when they mean no good at all for you. Treat the Democrats like you want to treat yourself. And when you have a new Year's resolution, you want to go to the gym, you want to get in shape, you want to be more healthy. Treat your body like that. And stop. I don't know. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but at the same time, I know it needs to be said. Just snap out of it, y'all. Wake up. Wake up, please. Do better. Do better. I don't know how what else to say, you know. I hope that makes sense. I really do. But I yield. Yeah. Dave, you got so friend, y'all got anything?
Just have to know that everybody just, everybody, a lot of people comfortable where they are, don't want to, they can hear you bring to the top of your lungs and all this other stuff, but some people just don't want to change, You got some that do, but it's like, you can't, beat yourself up for, trying to wake somebody up, but they don't want to be awakened. So I guess it's just about communicating with those who want to learn and know about certain things or want to be awakened. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that's going to be led to the slaughter. Just like these people who went out here and got these, you know how they were doing with the coronavirus where nobody can visit. You can visit your family members and all that stuff.
Go to the nurse.
What they were doing to them people, man, killing them people off and telling their families they died from the coronavirus. So you just don't want to be one of the sheep that's out here being led to the slaughter. You want to think for yourself, know for yourself, and not believe all the BS that's out here in this world. Those are my closing thoughts right there.
All right. Right on, bro. Right on. Supreme, you got anything?
Nah, the only thing I can say is piggyback off what bro was saying. Think for yourself. Don't believe everything that you see and you read. Research to the fullest extent. Take whatever research you get and then do a common sense analyzation of the shit and go with what your gut feeling tell you about it. Because if they telling you one thing, then it's the other way around.
It's like they just want to keep you looking outside of yourself.
Yep.
And make your naturalness become artificial. You don't need that. You don't need this. You don't need your penis. You think you're a woman, right? Go ahead and cut that on off. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no use for that. Tell women, oh, you don't need your breasts. Just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly trying to make everybody artificial.
Yeah.
And I got many cases where people have done that. I know for some shit on YouTube, motherfuckers complaining about, going through that shit and regretting that shit. That's some mental shit, yo. Seriously.
And that's another thing. Them being able to convince you and you not use your own mind. And you might have, or you not being able to use your mind to fight off certain thoughts that you've had. So it's like they encouraging you to do the bullshit instead of them saying, no, this is a mental illness. You need to think of alternative ways or think about other stuff or whatever. But now it's like they're encouraging people to get rid of this. And then next, ain't no telling what they're doing to, let's say, a man who get whatever they call it. That picture you showing Willa.
Buck Angel.
Yeah, something like that. Ain't no telling what they do with the balls and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It really ain't. That shit.
Crazy.
When I heard about that guy, I was like, wait a minute. So is this a man transforming into a woman, or was this a woman transgender? I was confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it looked buff as hell, but at the same time, it was like it looked like a man at the top, but
but what is that doing?
Right.
Confusion.
Right.
Causing confusion.
Right.
Yep.
Who's the author of confusion?
The devil.
The devil. You know what I'm saying? Satan. So
El Shaitan himself.
And so as long as we know that all this stuff is causing confusion or don't make sense, you know who it is, you know who behind it.
Infidel, as they call them, as we Moors would call it infidels. You know, that's what's running the world. But I have faith in Allah in the highest degree. And as long as I keep my faith in Allah, I know that Allah is always going to keep me level-headed and always surrounded by like-minded people like my brother Dawood Sheikh, our grand Sheikh, Brother Dawood, and one of our oldest Day One Generals Supreme, Brother O, Brother Yachida, Sister Faye, Sister Dawn, everybody, you know, just that's the beauty of Allah. You seeing both sides of the world. You seeing the good in the world, and you can now assess the bad that you've seen in the world growing up. And when you get to the other side and you come back home mentally to Allah, and then you start to connect the dots on everything, and you start to understand that everything that you went through in your life, no matter how hard you may have felt that you had it, it was actually all for a reason. And you went through it because you were supposed to learn a lesson. And in that lesson, you become a teacher later on for other people out here. Because I'm starting to understand that's what my purpose out here in life is. I just thank God every day that I got my squad, my team. Like I said, Drop Squad family, I'm so thankful for y'all, because each passing day is getting more wilder. But just because it's getting more wilder don't mean that sometimes it don't scare you. You know what I mean? But I know as long as I got Allah and I got my family, my Drop Squad family, we gonna make it. Bottom line, you know. I'm just so glad, you know, we no longer get caught up in that life of politics out here. And that Brother Supreme broke it down very supremely in our last few shows. This is all about the land out here. So do whatever research y'all feel y'all gotta do. If y'all feel y'all still gotta go vote, whatever. But we've told y'all this entire time, so do what thou wilt, you know.
Yep.
We give you the information, but it's at the end of the day, it's up to y'all on what y'all do with it. Do what you will. And with
I ain't
that,
gonna tell you nothing wrong.
absolutely. Absolutely. We here for y'all no matter what y'all decide. We are the Drop Squad. With that, I am forever your host, 1/3 of the Drop Squad host show, Drop Squad live show as co-host. My fellow brothers, my Drop Squad generals, our Grand Sheikh, Brother Dawood, General Supreme.
Salute.
Drop Squad, y'all. We love y'all always and forever. And yeah, catch us Wednesday night back at our regular scheduled timing. Been a great one, y'all.
Yes, indeed. Peace, love, and light.
Right. Peace, love, light, Supreme and Sister Willa.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right. All right.
Same
Peace.
to you. Peace.
All right, y'all have a great one.